right, no update on Connor McDavid. We may not get one today, at least officially from the Edmonton Oilers, though we know he traveled back to Edmonton today after getting hurt last night against the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Oilers have not announced this roster move, but one of the most trusted reporters in the world of hockey has. That is Elliot Friedman saying the Oilers have called up Noah Philp and Drake Caggiula from the Bakersfield Condors. Of course, Caggiula has played in the NHL for the Oilers and a couple other teams, has 5 points in 5 games for the Bakersfield Condors in the AHL so far this season. Noah Philp, the former U of A Golden Bear, really good in training camp, has played 6 games for the Condors, has 2 goals and an assist for 3 points. And, of course, the next game he plays in the National Hockey League will be his first. So who knows? Maybe we see him on Thursday night in Nashville. The Oilers did not practice today after that stinker last night against the Columbus Blue Jackets. We will talk about that extensively and the shockwaves from the McDavid injury. We will be joined in studio by a local world boxing champ. Remember this name, Alexis Kubicki, and Chris Moriss, after a disappointing season for the U of A Golden Bears. He's the head coach of the team. He will check in as well. This is Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, along with Jay Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. Jay, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Reid. How are you?
Oh, I'm peachy. Should get out a peach crayon and color me in. Just draw an outline of me and get a peach crayon and just fill it all in peach color.
What's got your gidget not, Reid?
Well, okay. So first of all, this is shame on me for trying to participate and do things with people, because as people know, I can be a bit of a loner. I can be a bit of a curmudgeon. I like to go my own way, as what was that, Fleetwood Mac? Do my own thing. So anyway, what's the guy's name here? The boss, Dustin. Okay, so it's like we have this poker tournament. Okay, it's online poker, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so it's some of us here at Edmonton Sports Talk and Winnipeg Sports Talk too.
Yes.
And audience members, nasties and otherwise, right? And you can win money, correct? So this is already the third one, I think, since I've been here. I think it's the third one. Maybe it's only the second one. So I didn't go in one. So I thought, hey, so Dustin sends out this email last week. Oh, there's one tonight. And I'm like, okay, I'll go in it. What's the matter?
Is your sound on?
No, my sound is muted.
Fine.
All right. I don't blame you for asking me, though, because I very well could have forgot to do that. I'm in such a state. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to participate in the poker tournament. Poker is not my thing. I don't understand online poker. I thought, do I have to have my own deck of cards that I deal to myself and I hold up to the camera to show what I have? And you guys are like, no, it's all on the computer. It's all on the computer. Okay, so great, it's on the computer. So I go on to CoolBet. By the way, they got a good website there at CoolBet. So I make an account last week, and it's like, okay, Dusty says, tell me your username, and we'll get you in the tournament. So I tell him my username. Okay, great. This was like Wednesday or Thursday. And then this morning, I'm like, oh my God, it's tournament day. I gotta be ready. I gotta make sure I can get in. When is it? 8:00 tonight?
Yes.
Okay. So this morning, I log into CoolBet and go on the poker page. You have no tournament scheduled or whatever. You have no tickets upcoming. So I text Dustin, like, hey, I don't think I got a ticket. Oh, you'll get one. You'll get one. Okay. So then all the scuttle this afternoon is, I got my ticket. Well, Wilkins is sitting here. Wilkins doesn't have his ticket. Wilkins isn't registered in the tournament. But I got to be in the tournament because I said I'd play in the tournament so I could be one of the guys at EST and go in the tournament. Okay. So now everybody's, I'm in. Oh, ding. The little bell's going, oh, ding, I'm in. The little alert. Oh, brr, brr. Everybody's phone is vibrating. You're in the CoolBet tournament. Ding, ding. Lock shop. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm sitting there. My computer's silent. I'm playing a video of Steve Ditko and Stan Lee from 1967 talking about creating Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four. I'm not getting any notifications. So then, what's the guy? Iwanek. He says, you got to give him your username. I said, I gave him. So I show him the thing, and he's like, what did you give them? I said, well, I didn't give them this. I gave them my username. He's like, no, you got to give them your username. So I was like, okay, so give them. So I changed the handle or whatever it's called. I don't even know what the terminology is. Okay, now, people might think, what's the problem? Well, hopefully at least some of you understand this. You got to be ready. You got to be registered. This is nerve-wracking. Plus, I'm doing something with which I am completely unfamiliar. I have never played in an online poker tournament. When I do something for the first time, now I'm open to doing that, though now I'm starting to wonder if I should be in the future. I'm open to doing that, but I'm actually out of breath right now. Like, okay.
You're fired up. Why don't you have a water?
I might
have a drink of
need
water.
an oxygen mask or something. So I have water.
I think Gager's sipping on something out there. Maybe we can get you something a little
water
stronger.
right here. I'll probably have some during the poker event. So I'm doing something I'm unfamiliar with, so I want to know it's set up. I want to know I'm logged in. Okay? That was not easy. Now apparently I'm in the tournament. Now, so everybody, if you're in there tonight, my character, what's it called? My avatar, my username.
Your username
is Letestu Forever. Because Mark Letestu, guy I liked, Letestu, the number 4 ever. But apparently that wasn't the name I was supposed to give before, because CoolBet generated some weird name, and I was like Gamer Arrow 42. So anyway, just before the show, we logged in, and now I'm in the tournament. So now what I got to go on my computer at like 7:45.
Yeah.
And go in and just sit there and wait.
Yeah.
And the cards will all be digital on my screen.
Yes.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Okay, so that's stress. That was unwanted stress. Okay.
Here's where it's really going to get
That's
stressful.
why. Okay, yeah. I didn't need that. I didn't need that on top of everything else because I don't know how to play. Now, I know how betting works. I know how the hands work. I know you'd sooner have 4 of a kind as opposed to 2 of a kind, or a pair, as it's known. I'm going to do that tonight. Is there a chat? I got 2 of a kind.
There is a chat.
Everyone be like, it's a pair, you idiot. But
continue.
I don't like it. I did a poker tournament at my buddy's house in his basement. So it was real poker. It wasn't online. Well, I know online poker. It was face-to-face poker. And I'm very much like, hey, we're playing a game. Oh, look what I got. Oh, I got to get up and get some chips. Oh, we'll take your turn in a couple minutes. Oh, it's so fast. So what's it going to be like online? How am I going to keep up? I don't know if I should bet. I don't know if I should check. I don't know if I should call. I don't know if I should raise. I don't know if I should double down. Is there doubling down? So now I got to go into this, and I'm going to get obliterated. Is it possible to be eliminated in the very first end? So I got to go through all this rigmarole just to get in the tournament. Way too much rigmarole. Like I am rolled and rigged out. All right, from this. And then I got to go on tonight, and I imagine I will not be able to take my eyes off the computer screen. Like, how intense is it? Because I assume it's like, you got to bet, you got to decide, you got to decide, you got to decide. And I'll be like, I don't know the odds. I got a 6 and a 9. What should I do? I got a pair of 10s. What should I do? I don't know. I'm finding this extremely stressful, but yet I'm trying to participate and trying to be one of the guys and support everybody else and be in there and connect with the nasties. I really want to do. But man, oh man, I did not think this was going to, like, my heart is racing thinking about being in this tournament. At least I'm registered, hopefully. I still worry I'm going to try to get in tonight and it'll be like, you don't have a ticket for this tournament. You're no longer in. So sorry, everybody. I put in the nasty chat, I'm agitated today. I think people thought I was all agitated about the Oilers. That's still to come. This is far worse agitation because it involves my life away from work. By the way, hit the thumbs up on YouTube. The poker table will tell you what you have if you hit a hand on the bottom left corner. Don't try to overthink, Reid. It's from Jen. Thank you, Jen.
And there is some instruction coming in. Remember, Reid, that the one-eyed jack and all red 4s are wild.
Oh, are there wild cards?
To be determined.
Dude, TBD.
You know,
just like trying to get in it.
The one thing it's hard to explain, but you'll get it when you see it, is when it's your turn to deal. How you deal the cards, because you have to have a stack of cards on your person, and how you deal them into the computer.
Oh, I got to throw them at this. They got to touch the screen in a certain way.
Well, yours is a touch screen,
so I could just
recognize.
So and then everybody gets their cards.
Yeah, but
I almost believed you at first.
You'll get it.
Oh, like is nobody else okay? Who's Big Uke must be in this?
Yeah, Jen Cool. Actually, Jen Cool. I think she's done fairly well in these tournaments.
Well, with a username like that,
I think Penner's Pancakes was him and I were at the same table last tournament. Who's playing? Let us know who's in.
Let me know if you're playing, and then if they eliminate me, do they get to mock me? Pocket fours go. Okay, so if I have pocket fours, that means I have fours that no one else can see. Those are my personal cards.
What you can see
is your pocket.
Nobody else will see.
Right, and then there's the flop that everybody can see. So it's a combination of your cards and the flop. I understand that.
Well, and then the three best cards out of the flop, the turn, and the river.
Do you have to use your two cards? What if I had an ace and there were three aces in the flop? I would have four of a kind.
Four of a kind.
Right. Or if the flop was, like if I had, okay, anyway, but it's the best five cards.
No, this is riveting. Continue.
Okay, so if I have an ace and a 2.
Yes.
And the flop was ace, ace, king, king, 9. I'd have a full house. Aces over kings. See, I know most of the terminology and the lingo. I'm just not used. I don't go in poker tournaments. I don't find it. And I realize it's popular. I know I'm probably in a minority, maybe especially with sports fans and gambling fans. I don't find it that interesting. I realize there's some skill and knowledge involved. Bronco Nick, I'm not hustling everybody, okay? I'm not a grifter. So, and I don't find the online poker show or the TV shows where they show poker tournaments. I'm just like, why is this on TV? I don't find any of this compelling.
Oddly enough, it is quite compelling to see you in a full-blown meltdown about a poker tournament which you are registered in.
Am I?
B, yes, you have the username, and C, thank God you don't have to actually physically deal.
Oh, if I had to, because I might have told this story a few weeks ago. I was at this poker tournament with my buddies, and this was a long time ago. And it's like 2 tables of 6 or 8 guys, and then people got eliminated. And they did 2 tournaments, and I got in the top 3 in one. So just by fluke, I got my money back. But, comes a point where everybody flips over their cards. And for me, that's a moment to say, okay, Jethro, I see you have 2s in the pocket, and there's a 2 in the flop. What else do you have? Okay, you have 3 of a kind. Let's check Jay's cards. Oh, Jay, but instead everybody flips up their cards, and everybody knows instantaneously, oh, Jimmy won. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't get to see what even Jimmy had.
Well, there is a replay button on the top right-hand corner of your screen where you can go back and look at what hand was there. Because it does happen fast. I will say that.
Reid has his bracelet on. Check his sleeve. What? I don't even know what that means, Matt Hyman. I seriously don't know the lingo. Reid all in all the time. I should just, Drumpy Cat said that. I should just go all in first hand. Is anything stopping you from doing that? Does anything prevent a person from doing that?
Do it. I might.
I could just not even look at my cards and just bet, because the chips are not what I'm not. If I'm betting 5,000 chips, I don't have to put in $5,000 of my own.
No.
Okay, that's good, because the comics would have to be sold then quite quickly. The comic collection's going bye-bye. I don't even know if I would get enough money. Oh my God! All right, so who's in the poker tournament tonight? So who's in it from work?
Okay, so Spency 5 Cents, he says he's in. Albie 26, he's been in all 3. Jen Cool and her hubby are in. Big Uke says he's in. Penner's Pancakes says he's in. Yeah, if you're in, let us know, because you're going to want to sit at Reid's table. Should be easy money, from what I'm hearing. They call you a mark
Oh, I'm
the mark.
I'm the guy that's going to get shivved. That's I'm old Yeller going behind the barn. That's what I am.
Yeah.
Big Uke's going to be like, he's my talk show host, Dad. I'll shoot him.
I'll do it, Dad. This is going to be great.
We, of course, are coming to you from the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. Check him out online, jameshbrown.com. Book your private consultation today. Why don't we move the off-topic topic until after the break?
Sure.
And then we might even move the buying or selling until later in the show. That was cathartic, but that went on longer than I thought.
Hey,
I see most people are supportive.
Can we get Maddie in here? Want it?
Oh, what is this, some gotcha moment that I'm actually not in the tournament now?
No, Maddie. I just want to see. I think
Jared says, Reid, don't click the Bet Your Comic Book Collection button. That's what I should have.
Well, I was gonna ask if he feels, Zach. I mean, do you feel Reid is sufficiently dressed for the dress code for the tournament?
Oh, I won't be wearing. We're not on camera.
Yeah,
we're not on camera.
Yeah,
I'm
no
pretty sure we're not on camera. Just Dustin is, right?
No, we're all live streaming.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we're all on camera. It's a live tournament
that can pop to you at any time.
That's not true.
Try it.
I don't think that's.
I was
think
just
that's
saying.
probably not
I
true.
think you're sufficiently
whatever.
dressed.
I'm wearing a nice shirt, though. I'll be at home or at my parents' for this one.
Last time I wore a dress coat and a tie.
Okay. I'm gonna wear a James Bond. Maybe that's how I'll try to intimidate people. I'll wear a James Bond tux and just look really debonair.
I think
while
so.
I'm going through the rigmarole.
Might scare some people.
All right.
And Playbook registration is not closed. You can still get in on this tournament. You go to coolbet.com, go to the poker site, and when you click on tournaments, just filter the tournaments and search for lock because it's a lock shop series. You can register. It's $20 euros as an entry fee. It works out to roughly $30. But I know there is some bounties out there. I believe I have a bounty on me. Now, do we even open this can of worms?
As far as I know, there is no bounty on me. Perhaps I could dress as Boba Fett.
Yes. There. See, now you're getting it.
So EST people have bounties on them. So whoever eliminates them gets some real money or virtual chips to bet.
No, I think they get some decent coin.
As far as I know, there's not a bounty on me. But apparently, I don't know what's been set up for me here. I just click buttons that are sent to me long after everybody else. That's probably why I didn't get a ticket, because they're just like, set up a bounty on Reid. Let's put Jabba the Hutt will come get him.
Well, you never know what's going to happen. It is the Cool Bet Lock Shop series, so should be interesting. I hope I'm at the same table as you. And so Dustin does live stream for the whole thing.
Dustin does. So you and I don't.
Well, he can flip to your computer whenever he wants.
Okay.
Well, it'd just be the screen.
We already have 58 thumbs up on YouTube. Hammer that button. I'll tell you what. Email me poker tips. Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com.
Yeah,
I don't want Jay to see them in the nasty chat.
Why don't
or
we
the
just
inbox. Email them secretly?
Email the most obscure poker tips.
Oh yeah. All right. We got a special guest, world boxing champ Alexis Kubicki, coming up in about 18 minutes. We will have our off-topic topic for William Huff in a couple of minutes, and a sports update right now with Zach Kubish.
Waiting the status on McDavid's injury, the Oilers have recalled Drake Caggiula and Noah Philp from the Bakersfield Condors. There's 5 games in the NHL, including the Senators facing off against the Blues, the Kraken meeting the Canadiens, and the Flyers battling the Bruins. After that, the Rangers match up with the Caps before the Kings and Sharks duke it out from San Jose. It's a 4-game slate in the NBA, opening up with the Nuggets and the Nets alongside the Mavericks, with visiting Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. For the Raptors, Scotty Barnes will be out for tomorrow's game while he continues medical assessment on his right eye after taking an elbow late in the fourth quarter last night, missing the overtime against the Nuggets. Down south, Stephon Diggs will miss the remainder of the season after tearing his ACL on Sunday. And elsewhere, Deontay Johnson is being traded from the Carolina Panthers to the Baltimore Ravens, marking the second time he's been traded this year. For the Colts, they have benched Anthony Richardson to name Joe Flacco as this week's starter. For the World Series, the Dodgers have the Yankees on the brink of elimination with a chance to win it all with the sweep tonight in New York. Right after the break, the Reid Wilkins Show continues. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Ready for an unforgettable sports experience? It's the EST Flyweight LA. Listen daily for the EST Flyweight keyword. Once you hear it, text us at 780-218-9999 for your chance to qualify to fly to LA. Round trip flights for two, hotel and car rentals, all to go see Edmonton face off against either LA or Anaheim. Plus, experience the brand new Inuit Dome as the Clippers tip off against the Warriors, and top it all off with the Rams kicking off against the Cardinals at SoFi Stadium. This is more than just a trip. This is the ultimate sports experience. The EST Flyweight to LA, presented by the 780 and Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Oh my goodness, portions of this hour presented by the Canadian Brew House. Don't forget about the Canadian Ice House, taking your sports experience to a higher level of ultra-cool TrackMan golf simulators are now open at the Ice House, an immersive and realistic golfing experience in the heart of downtown Edmonton. Visit thecanadianicehouse.com. We will have a very special guest in studio sitting right between us in 10 to 15 minutes. Alexis Kubicki is here, WBC Youth Flyweight Champion. She's got another belt. So she brought her championship belts. This is incredible.
Unreal.
This is exciting. Yeah, we will not be sparring.
No,
That would not go well for us.
Zach, come on.
Thanks.
You don't want anything to do with that.
I know some Oilers comments flowing into the nasty chat in the inbox. We will have plenty of time to talk Oilers today. I know people are upset and or confused and or worried. Again, no update on Connor McDavid. Elliot Friedman reporting that Noah Philp and Drake Kajula will be or have been called up from the farm. The Oilers haven't announced anything yet. KD says, when are this, quote, veteran team going to pull up their socks and get to work and start playing some good hockey? Are they trying to get yet another coach fired? It sure looks that way. Well, I understand that question. We will discuss that. I don't think they're trying to get the coach fired. Quite frankly, I don't think they were trying to get Jay Woodcroft fired, but they played badly enough that he did get fired. We would like to wish a very important member of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne a happy birthday. Zach Kubish is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Koob.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zachary. Happy birthday to you.
It's always the best when somebody says different names during the birthday, the Kub and the Zach. I appreciate that.
Well, we got to cross all the names off,
Yeah. You guys mean a lot to me, so that means a lot.
You mean a lot to us.
So
we couldn't do this without you.
You were 21 today?
Yeah, I'm old
somewhat
now.
of a milestone birthday. Or are you, if you don't want to discuss this, that's fine. Are you doing anything special?
No, it's just a regular day for me, heading to work here. I mean, I'm at work right now, and then after I might spend some time with the fam, maybe have some cheesecake. I'm looking forward to that tonight, so that's about it. Yeah.
So our off-topic topic today for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading graphics with design, print, and install, all in-house for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Please tell us a milestone birthday, but a younger one. So I guess we could do 18th or 21st, maybe even 16th, but I think 18th or 21st are better, Jay. So a memorable 18th or 21st birthday that you celebrated or celebrated with a friend or loved one. So either somebody, it was obviously at 18, yeah, okay, you can go drink and stuff. But, is there anything beyond just like, I had alcohol in public legally? Okay, cool. But, something you did around, maybe it was a trip, maybe it was a sporting event, maybe it was getting a vehicle. I don't know, something to do with turning 18 or 21 that was memorable. And again, it's maybe a birthday you had or something you did for somebody else to help them celebrate. I think, hopefully, maybe you entered somebody in a poker tournament.
And just turn their world upside down.
Just change
briefly.
their entire world.
Yeah.
Just
change their day,
Open new doorways to them for joy and happiness.
Kub, are you playing in the tournament tonight on your birthday?
I will not be.
Okay.
No, I haven't played in any of them, which I feel bad for. But each time it's been like, I could make all the excuses I want, but I thought I'd have some plans today. I might make some other plans, but we'll see what happens. I can still enter, apparently, as per Mr. Glue Guy. I could still enter if I change my mind. I might think about that during the show.
Penner's Pancake says he celebrated his 18th in the Andrew Bar.
Andrew up, isn't that by Lamont, that area?
Yes. Well, north of Mundare, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Lamont's up there too.
Yeah, it is. Spicy read here.
Well, look.
Hey, what? Do you want to put a map behind us?
I think we should have a map of Alberta behind us, or at least of the Edmonton area. I think that would add... It would make us look like a 1970s television news show.
The one that pulls down.
And we could get Josh.
The Bill Matheson.
Well, I think we should have a map, and then we could just check where towns are.
Yeah.
So if someone texts in and they're like, hey, I'm in Fairview. Okay, let's take a look where Fairview is.
And have a pointer.
Okay, this is Edmonton.
Not
and
a red
this is
pointer.
Fairview.
Like a stick.
And then we could say, look how strong our transmitter signal is. Oh, wait, we don't need one.
Oh. What did Bill Matheson say? It was the dreaded something high. Dreaded.
I don't remember.
You know when it would come through, and it would get.
Or
cold?
was it a low? Or was
maybe
it,
a low?
Or a yeah.
What a pleasure he was to watch.
Yeah,
because now everything's digital. He actually like scribbled on that board.
Yeah. Does anybody still do that?
No.
Like write the temperatures with. I guess it wasn't chalk anymore. Even at some point, it was probably some sort of chalk.
Ace 96 says that he went to the Capilano Motor Inn.
For 18 or 21?
What's that the Capilano Motor Inn?
Lots of motors.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of motors.
Oh, the dreaded Siberian High.
The Siberian High. Is
Yes,
it the Siberian High or the Siberian Low?
Could be both, depending
know.
on what direction you're looking at it. Thanks, Ace.
I think I'm not joking though. We have a map over. We have a world map over by the Coos office. Matt's office that has pins of where listeners have checked in from globally, which is pretty cool. And it's so easy to consume the show through the TuneIn app or the iHeartRadio app or on YouTube. It's all digital. It's all streaming, which is pretty awesome.
I want the one that you pull down and then it stays, and then when you let it go,
But I think it'd be awesome if we had a map and it showed, okay, there's exactly where Andrew is. Oh, I thought it was further northeast than that.
I would love
or
that.
here's Vegreville. They have a giant egg.
That's like my dream. Because if I don't know where a town is, I have to Google it immediately. But I love a map.
Could we get, I know we'd have James H. Brown here, and we thank them for sponsoring the studio, but maybe would there be a way to put Google Maps onto here? So if we ever needed to find out where a place is, Koob could type it in, and then we could kind of show it, and then it would go back to James H. Brown
Like, let's say we wanted to right now know where Andrew is.
Right.
Could you put it on that screen?
Could you transmit it to this? If you can't do it now, but maybe we could figure out a way to do that.
If there's a will, there's a way. There's a tech thing I could AirPlay my phone or my screen to that. So there is a way. There is a possibility that that could happen, but we got to go through some hoops. Definitely could figure that out for you guys for the future.
KD says,
Excuse me.
went to the strippers on my 18th birthday. Boy, I wasn't ready for that. Well, what did you expect was going to happen? You mean they actually strip? Yes. It's the job title is quite self-explanatory. It's just trying to picture KD, who I don't know if I've met.
Oh my God!
Sitting there. Yeah, like, oh, that's interesting dancing, isn't it? I didn't. Is she going to keep? Yes, she is going to take everything off. Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Nick G checking in from Weasel Creek, Alberta.
See, I don't know where that is.
Where the heck
We'd
is
be
it?
able to put it in,
I'd want to know on
and
there.
then we could see where it is. We could zoom in on it
I'm Googling it right now.
using the zoom function. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so if I have a pair of sevens in my pocket, do I hit or stand?
Pair of sevens?
Yes.
Depends what happens around the table.
Oh, my God. So I have to pay attention to what other people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd sooner play poker solo. Is there possible? Is that possible?
Yeah, you win every time. It's fantastic.
So I have to pay attention to what everybody else is betting. Is that part of the strategy?
It's
The strategery?
yeah, it's usually beneficial.
So if I think I have a really good hand and bet $10, but then you bet 20, so you've seen my 10 and you've raised me 10.
Yeah.
Then I might think, oh, Jay might have a pair of 8s or higher, so maybe
Or you could re-raise me.
maybe I shouldn't continue to participate.
And say that Weasel from Weasel Creek is bluffing.
But there's no way, because I've heard some people who play in poker tournaments in person that they're good at reading people and telling when they're bluffing.
Yeah.
But we will not have that luxury tonight.
There are.
Which is probably good. People can't read me.
If you hover over somebody's head, because all it will be is a bunch of avatars sitting around a poker table
Yeah.
that you're looking at from the top.
Like the blue people?
Kinda. Or
Yep.
whatever you choose. Mine is a Canadian flag. You could hover over the person's avatar and it shows live stats of what they're likely to do against
So I'll
the
have
re-raise.
none at the...
No, everybody starts with none.
Oh,
It only is
okay.
gathered during that tournament. So you can click on it and see, oh, this guy's been calling or raising on every flop, so he's, a little loose with his action.
Okay.
Maybe you don't want to bet into him or her.
Okay.
Or
I
like Penner's
I
Pancakes
just want
says,
it to be over.
I may have I may have nothing. And I'm just trying to pull one over,
Okay. Oh, so, but I could be at a table with a bunch of nasties,
Of course.
or I could be with all Winnipeg people or people who don't know.
There'd be a lot of nasties.
Oh, it will be? Okay.
Yep.
So luckily I'll probably, I don't know if that makes it any better that I know they're not going to go easy on me. They want to win.
I found it. I put the poker tournament on my laptop, and then I had Dusty's live stream on my.
See, again, you're
My
just
phone.
making me nervous thinking about trying to do all that. I need one laptop with one screen. That's all I need.
Yeah, but Dusty's live stream is fairly entertaining.
Oh, does he do bits and stuff?
Well, he dressed up like a poker player last time, and he had Oreos, from the movie Rounders.
What was the guy's name from Rounders?
He beats you.
Bobby Russian?
beats me.
Bobby Schmaltz? What was his name?
Pays that man his money.
What was the character's name?
Ah.
Wasn't it Bobby something?
No, yeah. Maybe.
The Malkovich character.
Yeah. Baba.
Or Freddie. I can't remember what it was. All right. I'm starting to calm down, but not much.
So I want you to leave this show today in complete, just like you're in a distraught manner. Like you don't know what's going to happen. There's talks of live stream. There's talks of possibly strippers showing up.
I'm also nervous because tonight is the season finale of season 4 of Only Murders in the Building.
Oh,
I'm tense about that too. And then plus, at some point today, I'm going to have to deal with everybody else's anxiety about the Oilers. Like I have to carry that. I have to try to make people feel okay.
Sometimes you just got to, roll with the punches, Reid. So are you going to do this from your parents' house when you're you guys watch that
I'm not
together?
sure we'll be, yeah, it depends
your
when the
mom's
episode
savvy,
ends.
man. Just get her to do it. If you
I
have any
forgot the
questions.
cookies again. We'll have to tell the cookie story, and I'll try to bring them tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, 780-218-9999 is how you text the EST inbox. Email me poker tips, read at edmontonsportstalk.com. If you're watching on YouTube, you can jump into the Nasty Chat, participate with us and with others. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Call your grandmother and all your relatives and friends and get them to hit the thumbs up as well. We try to get 100 every show. We're already at 66, but don't back off. Keep hitting the thumbs up. Very special guest in studio next with her championship belts, boxer Alexis Kubicki. It's the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Here comes the Kub with a sports update.
The Oilers have recalled Noah Philp and Drake Caggiula from the Bakersfield Condors as they wait for an update on McDavid's injury status. And on schedule tonight, the Rangers meet the Caps. The Wild are against the Penguins, and the Ducks battle the Islanders. We also got the Flyers facing the Bruins, while the Blues meet the Senators. In basketball, the Nets tip off with the Nuggets. The Timberwolves see the Mavericks, and the Kings head to Utah to take on the Jazz. After that, it's Steph Curry and the Warriors hosting the Pelicans. Tomorrow, the Raptors will miss Scotty Barnes in their game against the Hornets, with Barnes having his right eye being checked out after being elbowed in the face yesterday. Over in the NFL, Stephon Diggs has torn his ACL, sidelining him for the remainder of the season, while the Ravens have agreed to trade and acquire Deontay Johnson from the Carolina Panthers. The Ravens await a physical for confirmation of the trade. This week, Joe Flacco gets a start for the Colts, while rookie Anthony Richardson heads to the bench, and it's the Yankees looking to stay alive in the World Series, with the Dodgers holding New York 3-0 with a chance to take it all from the Big Apple. This sports update has been brought to you by Sit and Sleep. The wait is now over. Sit and Sleep is now open. Celebrate with 20,000 square feet of savings on the trendiest furniture, home decor, and mattresses. Apply for your Sit and Sleep card today to make no payments for 18 months interest-free. Sit and Sleep. Find them beside Planet Fitness in South Edmonton Common, or check them out online at sitandsleep.ca. Once we come back, WBC Youth Flyweight Champion Alexis Kubicki joins us in studio. I'm Zachary Kubish for your Sports Update.
The grand opening sale at Sit and Sleep is almost over. This is your last chance to take advantage of the special introductory sale prices on all mattresses. Stop in today for a free pressure point scan using cutting-edge technology so sleepologists can identify the perfect mattress for you. Right now, get free local delivery on any mattress over $7.99 and receive a free bamboo cooling mattress protector. Enjoy grand opening savings with every mattress on sale. Join us on location today for the final celebrations at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. Don't miss out the grand opening sale ends soon.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of Injury Law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
A&W has a deal for you. What's better than one A&W Mama Burger made with a perfectly seasoned grass-fed beef patty topped with pickles, a slice of onion, ketchup, mustard, and teen sauce served on a toasted sesame seed bun? 2 Mama Burgers for only $9.99. You can enjoy 2 of these delicious, mouth-watering Mama Burgers for only $9.99 at participating A&W restaurants in Edmonton, St. Albert, Sherwood Park, and Devon. What a deal! And to make it even more convenient for you, most A&W drive-thrus are open 24 hours.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website, edmontonsportstalk.com.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon, 3:44. Very special guest in studio, Alexis Kubicki is here. Alexis, how are you doing? Thank you. We're doing great. Thank you so much for taking the time to come in. Pleasure to finally meet you. You have 2 championship belts displayed for people watching on YouTube. Alexis has brought her championship belts in. So can you tell us which one is which here? And
yes, this is the WIBA. I won that one in May. And the WBC Youth, I won that one just in September.
And that was the bout at the River Cree.
Yes, correct.
And where was the WIBA?
River Cree as well.
Both at River Cree. Okay, now is one of them a youth belt, or are they both youth?
Nope, just the WBC is the youth.
Okay, so what's the difference between, like, is it an age thing or an experience thing?
For experience, yes, but like for women, they have a belt up to 23 years old, so we can fight for that. But at the age of 21, I could also fight for other belts, but I'm just fighting in my category.
Okay, so you're obviously doing great.
Yes.
This is incredible. I think we're probably going to be interviewing you for years to come, so this is very cool. But can we flash back here? How did you start boxing? Where did it all begin for you?
I started boxing at the age of 10. I went to the gym with my dad just across the hockey arena. My dad followed a lot of boxing. He lives in boxing. So we went to the gym. I started training, few classes. I'm like, Dad, I want to join boxing. So I quit playing hockey, and I just stuck to boxing. 11 years later, professional boxer.
Well, obviously, being from Edmonton, we've talked about another great female boxer that's come through Edmonton, Jelena Marjanovic. And I just would wonder if you could speak on it, if that was somebody that you've looked to as a bit of inspiration for your career, and just your dad was saying that Milan Lubovic was your coach at one time as well. So just talk about the connection between your story and Jelena Marjanovic's story.
She's a great ambassador in women's boxing, especially in Edmonton. Of course, I look up to her. I trained with her coach. We had a few years together. But I'm going to be the next Edmonton sporting franchise.
There you go. Yeah, spoken like a true champion. Now, let's just, she's obviously, I believe she's around my age, so she'd be in her early 40s. I mean, if you guys were to spar now, would it be close, or would you be able to I mean, she's a former world champ, or would you just beat her? Be honest.
It would be close.
It would be close.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good answer. Now, they call you the Iron Lady.
Yes.
That is your alias or your name that you come into the ring.
Yes, correct.
What was the genesis of the Iron Lady?
So you guys remember Margaret Thatcher from Great Britain?
Yes.
She was the prime minister. She was ruthless. She was fearless. She was a warrior. And that's who I am in the ring.
That's awesome. You got to have that mentality, eh? Okay,
Of course.
So it was you were 10 or 11 when you started boxing?
Yes.
And was this in Edmonton, or where was this?
Yes, it was here in Edmonton.
Okay, so when you're that age, and pardon my ignorance with this, and you want to box, is there competition? Like, do you have to box against boys at first? Because I'm fairly ignorant towards the boxing scene. So what was it like at that age to start getting experience and learn the sport?
It was hard to get fights for me, sparring sessions. Like sparring sessions, I would spar with guys because women boxing at that time, it wasn't huge. It's just growing now over the years. But people say, oh, did you fight guys? No, I didn't fight guys. I sparred girls, but it was just very limited in the years.
Okay. And I mean, look, sometimes when someone says they like something when they're 10 or 11, they don't always keep liking it.
No, for sure.
So as you got into your teens, tell me about, that remaining committed to it and then thinking, okay, I'm going to try to actually do this as a career to win belts and keep going.
Mm-hmm. Boxing's an individual sport, so you need to have that dedication, that mentality, and I have that in me. So I just had one thing. I want to be an undisputed champion at the flyweight, so I'm going to stick to that. That's my goal.
Okay, now your dad is here. I can tell very supportive and enthusiastic.
Yes. Dad/manager/trainer,
right.
cook, everything
Huge,
that you can name of.
Huge in your life and career. Did he or any other relatives or friends, when you say, I want to box, was anybody
Against
like,
it?
Alexis, we don't want you to get hit in the head? Like, was anybody against it or discouraging?
Never,
No?
because I played hockey with the boys.
Okay.
And I played many sports. So my dad, he followed boxing. He knows how it goes. So no one was against it. My mom was scared at first, but she got used to it watching. She had those nerves at the beginning, but now she's fine and goes with the flow.
We are joined by Alexis Kubicki, WCB Youth Champion, and obviously, thank you for bringing in these belts.
No, for
this
sure.
is great.
Thank you.
What's coming up next? What's the big next fight?
December 21st, I'm defending my WIBA belt. We have an opponent lined up, but it's not announced yet, so it's going to be a great time just right before Christmas, so everyone should come to the River Cree and have a great time.
Now, is the fighter not announced yet just because they're waiting to sort out rankings, or is it just they're waiting to find a suitable opponent for you?
No, we're just waiting for the promotions to announce it, and then it'll be out there.
Okay. Now, I was doing some, a little bit of research on you, so to speak, and I saw that you were interested at a young age in becoming an intelligence officer.
Yes.
Is that still the case?
Of course. I go to school. I do political science online. So the goal after that is intelligence officer, boxing. Stick those together. Works out perfectly.
That's like
Yeah,
you're
that's
a
awesome.
supervillain. That's James Bond-esque. You're going to be the female James Bond. Supervillain and intelligence officer. So the next fight that's coming up is going to be at River Cree on
River Cree, December 21st.
December 21st.
Just
Okay.
before Christmas.
All right. So the side of it, because this is the one thing I've always found interesting about boxing.
Mm-hmm.
So, the sports, the Oilers are big, Elks, NFL.
I'm the next sporting franchise.
You get it, but I'm saying in those sports, you get a schedule.
Yes.
Okay, on September 7th,
Yes.
Ottawa's going to play Winnipeg or whatever. But you got to find opponents.
Mm-hmm.
So how hard is that to negotiate a bout?
It takes some time. Like after fights, we take 2 weeks off of training and we discuss who we're going to fight, what are our options. And then we say, okay, if we have a date or something close, we say, okay, we need 8 to 10 weeks training camp. We set that and we just go from there.
And I'm sure people are coming, like the better you've done winning belts, I now assume people are coming to you and saying, hey, Alexis, I want to try to take that belt from you. Does that happen too?
Oh, for sure. But there's a lot of discussions. Promoters, manager/dad has to do the talking.
Okay, so you have you just fought at the River Cree, and have you traveled around a lot, or have you been able to have a lot of home fights so far?
Lately, I've been having a lot of home fights.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Or do you prefer that? Maybe you'd like to go travel a bit.
You want to be at home because you have everyone supporting you, behind you, and Edmonton is my home.
Okay, so you're obviously extremely dedicated. So I'm curious, what is a day of training like for you? I assume you've already done your training today?
So far, I did 2 trainings, got 1 right after this.
And okay, so what do you do? When you get up in the morning, what do you do? What are the first things you do?
6:30 in the morning, I run 8 kilometers, or I do stairs and sprints. 10:30, I'm back at the gym doing strength training. Following, I do a boxing training. So 10:30 till 1 p.m. about. Then usually in the evenings, I do sparring sessions. When it gets closer to the fight, then I do another boxing session. Goes Monday through Friday. Sunday recovery, pool, and that's my day.
What gym are you out of?
Panther Boxing Gym.
Okay, and
Amazing facility. They have everything I need. They're just great people, great gym.
yeah, okay. And then you also, you told me you're getting an education as well. So how are you doing that?
I'm doing it online, political science, and I just do that throughout the day. When I get home after training, I do the school, focus on that, back to training. I'm in bed at 9:30.
So incredible dedication. Like, do you have a social life? Do you have time for friends and stuff like that?
There's always time for that, but I stay calm, relax, spend time with families. I don't go out much. That's not my thing.
Okay.
So as Reid said, your dedication is easy to see. You're committed to this sport. What's the furthest you can go? Like, what's the goal for you, and how far do you want to take this? I mean, are we talking world champion?
Undisputed. I want to collect all the belts in my weight class.
You want to get them all.
Yes.
So talk us through how you would go about collecting all those.
So it takes time. It's not that quick. Don't forget, I'm 21 years old, so I have a lot of time. You just got to pick the right time, the right opponents, discuss, and go from there.
So somebody is asking in our chat here if you wear headgear, and if so, do you prefer boxing with or without it?
I don't wear headgear, and I prefer without it.
Okay. I saw some video from your last fight. I don't know if you remember this guy. One of my good friends is Slav over at
Yes,
Global.
yes,
He did
yes.
a story with you. And it looked like in the fight you had about, what was it, a month ago? A little over. That the opponent was maybe not the cleanest fighter. There was video where she basically looked like tried to lift you up and tackle you. How difficult is that to be in that bout when it appears someone is trying to break the rules to hurt you, for lack of a... Maybe that's not how it played out, but that's what I thought I saw in the video.
No, they just try to... they try to break your game plan, right? Break you down in the fight. But we stay calm in my corner, in the ring. We stick to the plan, and you just stay focused.
All right, two-part question. What's the hardest you've ever hit somebody, and what's the hardest you've ever been hit?
Hardest I've hit someone, 23-second knockout in the first round. Hardest I've been hit, can't tell you.
Because you just shake it off.
Of course, I just go right through the punches.
So follow-up question to that would be the Coob here, the birthday boy. He's a fair size. He had asked earlier in the day to our boss if you guys could spar.
By all means.
And I don't know that he really would be ready for this. Coob, do you have any comment here?
Well, I mean, there is a bit of a size discrepancy, but the skills there, like, I will get whammed. I will get hammered if I even tried to.
It'd be a great birthday gift, wouldn't it? Hey.
Oh, black eye?
Getting a black eye.
Now, I know you would never go around hurting
of
people
course not.
in real life.
No.
But, like, do you ever feel like people say stupid things and you kind of think to yourself, they actually don't realize how tough or how strong I am?
You always have those people that are... You have those comments online or whatever, and you're like, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me.
They
Shake
don't
it
know.
off.
They don't know.
No.
We joke about that sometimes on our show, the people who say, oh, I could have scored that goal, or I could have caught that touchdown. People say, oh, I could probably last. Maybe I wouldn't win, but I could last 3 rounds with her. And I'm thinking, no, you probably couldn't. No, you probably couldn't. Okay. So we got you. You're going to train after this again.
Yes,
What do
I
you
am.
eat? What's your diet?
I just eat meat, 6 ounces of chicken. I just had a T-bone steak yesterday, actually, 16 ounce. So staying fit.
Do you have a weakness like chips or ice cream? Do you ever
Yeah,
allow
what's
yourself?
the cheat day look like?
Okay, when it comes to my weight cut, I have actually a mini fridge in my room. Fill it up with like random drinks. Have a little bowl of snacks, but I don't eat it. I don't touch it. I just look at it and eat with my eyes.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I should try that with chips and dip. I don't know if I could resist. So usually I wouldn't ask somebody this question, but because you're a boxer, it's relevant. What weight do you fight at?
I fight at 112, walk around at 120.
So pounds, not
Yes,
kilos,
pounds,
obviously, because
yes.
that'd be way. So you fight at about 112 pounds.
Yes.
And so is there something lighter than flyweight?
Yes, there's light fly, there's minimum and atom weight.
Oh, okay,
It goes
so
all the way
still-
up to 100 pounds, the lowest.
Okay, but do you have to weigh yourself every day, or do you not worry about that until it's closer to a fight?
I start worrying. Well, I don't worry about my weight, but I start watching it a month prior, so I'm not losing too much right away, or I'm too heavy. So I'm month before, I'm just watching it.
Okay, you're very good at this part of the job too, promoting yourself and doing interviews. Was that a learned skill, or have you always been good at that?
No, I haven't been good at it at all, actually. I've been practicing it with my dad at home. We do actually the same thing, set up the mics, cameras, TVs, and we practice because I need to practice this stuff. I need to have not just the boxing in me in the ring, but the outside of me.
Okay.
So you've referenced that you're the greatest next franchise in Edmonton. Obviously, your dad did as well. What does that mean exactly?
So you see how the Oilers are and the Elks? Well, I'm going to be the next big star here.
And how can people support you? How can people get behind you and get you that rise to stardom in Edmonton here as a female boxer?
Having people coming to the fights, supporting me, just being behind me at the fights, it just helps.
And where can people follow you? Do you find you get most of your information out on Twitter, on Instagram?
We try to spread it everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all 3 platforms.
And those would be?
Alexis Kubicki on Facebook, Alexis_Kubicki on Instagram, and Alexis Kubicki on Twitter.
Alexis, Alexas,
Yes.
right? And Kubicki, Kubicki. Are you going to dress up for Halloween? Last question. Really hard hitting.
Yes, I am, as a boxer.
You're going to go as a boxer.
Of course.
But you can't have candy, though.
It's okay. I'll watch it with my eyes.
She'll digest it with her eyes.
Alexis, you're a great story.
Thank
Your
you.
career has already been incredible. And I think we all feel, and I know you and your dad feel, the best is yet to come.
For
so
sure.
thank you for telling your story.
Thank you.
And keep in touch. As I said, I'm
course.
sure you'll be on many more times.
Thank you.
Right on. Alexis Kubicki in studio here. We're coming up to 4 o'clock. We got a break and a sports update. We'll talk about that McDavid injury when we get back. It's the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV Storage will provide you with safe, secure storage for your RV, boat, or whatever you need to store. Open 7 days a week with gated keypad access and extra large stalls. Now is the time to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get 1 month free. Now's the time to go to WheelersRVStorage.com. That's Wheeler's RV Storage. Safe, secure storage. Visit them today at WheelersRVStorage.com.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they're the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
The Canadian Ice House is taking your sports experience to a higher level. Trackman golf simulators are now open at the Ice House, an immersive and realistic golfing experience in the heart of downtown Edmonton. Visit in-store or at thecanadianicehouse.com for details.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Waiting the status of McDavid's injury, the Oilers have recalled Drake Caggiula and Noah Philp from the Bakersfield Condors. While the puck drop goes between the Sens and Blues, Canadians face the Kraken and the Wild are out in Pittsburgh, taking on the Pens. 2 more teams will come to the PWHL, with cities like Philadelphia, Washington, Detroit, and Quebec City as potential expansion candidates. And basketball sees the Warriors battling the Pelicans, the Jazz hosting the Kings in Utah, with the night kicking off between the Nuggets and the Nets, while the Mavericks meet the Timberwolves. And tomorrow it's Scotty Barnes missing the game for the Raptors while he gets his right eye evaluated after taking an elbow and missing overtime last night against the Nuggets. Over in the NFL, Stephon Diggs has torn his ACL, sidelining him for the remainder of the season, while the Ravens are in the process of trading for Deontay Johnson from the Carolina Panthers, awaiting a physical to get confirmation on that acquisition. And this week, it's Joe Flacco getting the call to start for the Colts, with rookie Anthony Richardson being benched. The Yankees look to stay alive in the World Series, with the Dodgers holding New York 3-0, with a chance to take it all from the Big Apple tonight. The Reid Wilkins Show continues right now. I'm Zachary Kubish, and that was your Sports Update.
I got some poker tips in an email. I am not going to share them. That was a great interview with Alexis Kubicki. So WBC Youth Flyweight Champion and WIBA Flyweight Champion, 21 years of age, just at the beginning of her career. Great interview. Very well spoken, a lot of energy, and you got to have a lot of confidence. Which is in boxing, well, in life and in sports, but I think especially boxing, you have to portray confidence all the time.
Well, it's a one-on-one sport.
Yeah.
You're playing against yourself in a lot of respects. So, yeah, if you're not your biggest fan, I don't think boxing is the sport for you.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks for the feedback in the nasty chat and the inbox as well. We enjoy presenting interviews and guests like that. If you listen to me when I was doing Inside Sports, that was a priority as well. Look, we know there's one team in this town that is massive and drives most of the discussion. We're not ignorant to that. We are going to discuss that team a lot. There are some other teams that are very popular and very important in the community, no doubt about it. We talk about those teams, but we want to celebrate local teams and athletes and stories that don't always get massive headlines. So we're glad to have Alexis in. She was awesome.
Well, and people that eat junk food with their eyes.
I couldn't have the temptation. I couldn't tell myself I'm still enjoying it.
That was incredible.
That's willpower.
That's a lot of willpower.
That's an incredible amount of willpower.
I guess that's why she's
tonight,
a professional boxer.
Trying not to go all in with my pair of twos.
I want you to go all in with your pair of twos, Reid. Because what if you spike one on the river
I don't know what spiking one means.
When the first three cards come up and you hit a 2, you spike the 2.
That's okay. So your cards are your pocket cards, or your whole cards. What do they call them?
Yeah, whole card. No, it's your hand.
It's my hand. Then they put down 3 cards. That's the flop.
Yes.
The 4th card is the river.
No.
Is the turn. The turn. The 5th card is the river.
Yes, sir.
Who came up with these names?
Poker guys.
Johnny Poker.
Johnny Poker.
I understand
Probably
the flop.
Doyle Brunson.
I understand the flop because you're flopping down 3 cards. I understand the turn because that could really turn the direction of the hand. I don't understand why the last card would be the river. I guess you're floating off, you're up the river without a paddle. If you held in that long and you didn't get what you needed.
I got an idea. I got a sneaking suspicion that somebody listening will know, and probably let us know.
Oh, somebody will always know, or claim that they know.
Yeah, they could totally.
We'll probably be able to tell if it's not true. Okay, so great to have Alexis Kubicki in studio. We will have my top 3 a little bit later on. The off-topic topic was we've had such a good show with other stuff. I don't know if we got a lot of off-topic stuff.
We got one.
An 18th or 21st birthday memory or something you did for someone else that made that milestone, one of those milestone birthdays special.
In the old days, in the 80s in Ontario, you could buy an advent calendar with 19 little liquor bottles. We bought one for my brother, and when he turned 19, so he had that. There's a great show. Keep it up. Ian from the Dairy Queen in Morinville.
Nice.
Yeah.
Morinville, not that far away.
No.
Is it straight north of St. See, I'm not even sure. I know it's just outside of St. Albert.
Straight north.
Straight north of St.
They're
Albert.
almost touching tips.
Or they that close now? Nice go.
What? They're very close.
So Morinville is Morinville almost a suburb of St. Albert now?
Very close, yes. Almost.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Big Uke's the mayor of Morinville.
Oh, is that where he lives?
I think he's out that direction.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. That's excellent. All right, it's time for the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a proud partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. Okay.
That's your poker face.
That was my poker face. That's why I'm just going to look into the camera. I'm going to be all self-conscious that my camera's streaming me the entire time tonight. I'll have to slide it shut or put a Band-Aid over it or something.
Yeah, just put the electrical tape over it.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be a Band-Aid. So, first of all, McDavid, no update on the injury today. I guess that's news in itself. I don't expect anything formal from the team today. I know someone with the Oilers did communicate that perhaps they'll ask GM Stan Bowman if he'd like to put out a statement when they know a little bit more. I don't know if that would be today. Kajula and Noah Philp called up from the farm team, so that's the newsy stuff for the Oilers today. No practice today, play in Nashville tomorrow. I think they're going to come back to Edmonton and then go to Calgary probably on Saturday for the final game of the 4 straight away from home. So, lousy game last night. Didn't think they were very engaged. I thought there was a lot of campfire defense, stand around and watch. We went back and rewatched the 12-minute version of the game. I will say there were more scoring chances for there in the Oilers than I thought I remembered in the game. I guess Hyman had 2 really good chances in the first 12 minutes and another one that was okay. Puck's not going in for him. But really just sloppy coverage. Look, 6 goals against. It's on everybody. Your goaltender didn't help you out, and you're not checking very well. I get it. I know we have some Skinner haters in the chat. You can criticize whoever you want. I'm not going to tell you who you should or shouldn't like. You need, and that's it. And I talked about with Gager and Cassian on the 2 guys on a goalie as well. Pickard did his job in the first period against Detroit. You need your goaltender to do that. But I would suggest you can't constantly put your goaltenders under stress either, where you're giving up multiple grade A scoring chances, leaving players alone in front of the net, having a crappy penalty kill and taking a penalty 2 minutes into the game to give the other team the power play in the lead. It's everything to me. It's goaltending, yes. It's defending, yes. And it's offense. And I continue to say the thing I'm most confused about is the poor offense, and it doesn't jive with some of the chances the Oilers are supposedly creating, if you believe how it's broken down. And I believe that just from watching. There's been some nights where there are grade A chances that aren't getting finished. They are last in goals for per game at 2.2, incredibly low. Their power play, as we know, stinks. It's at 13.8%. That's 27th. On the flip side, the PK stinks even worse. It's 32nd. But according to Natural Stat Trick, the Oilers are first in high danger scoring chances in terms of percentage. So basically, I'll round it off slightly. They're at 60% for high danger scoring chances, which means if there are 5 high danger scoring chances in a game, the Oilers had 3 of them and the opposition had 2, which over a long length of time, a considerable length of time, should add up to more goals for your team. It's not happening for Edmonton. The shooting percentage, last 5-on-5, last in all situations. They're shooting under 5% 5-on-5. And that's the so 30 shots on goal. You would think you're going to score 3 times. You'd hope. They're scoring a goal and a half for every 30 shots on goal. And then, the power play, it's not much better. So I still think the power play is going to improve. I still think goals are going to come. I don't think Hyman's going to go all year without scoring. I don't think Arvidsson's going to go all year without scoring. But it is concerning, and I tweeted this last night, there are only 2 forwards on pace to score as many goals as they did last year. One of whom is Draisaitl, who's over half a goal per game, and the other one is Connor Brown. Now, he only scored 4 all of last year, so it's not hard to be ahead of that pace. I think you're hoping for more from him. So there's nobody you really can look at and say, oh, yeah, they're, I guess except for Draisaitl, when it comes to goal scoring from a forward, you can look at and say, we're really getting what we need out of them. I think you were hoping the Janmark would get double digits, that Ryan could get double digits again, that Perry could get double digits again, that Henrique could maybe get to 20 or close again. Nobody's on those pace. Henrique has 1 goal in 10 games. Now, again, if he gets a goal in the next couple, okay, that it looks a little better. But just really weird offensively. I do think there are chances that aren't being finished. I think maybe part of the problem is they're not busy enough around the net. It's one and dones. If a goalie makes a save, on a grade A chance, is there somebody there for the rebound? Because
Right.
those are often the ones that actually get cashed in. So I think there's some stuff that might be legit concerning, and we know, we've talked a lot about the roster makeup. I do think there are some other things that are going to even out over time, but we're not seeing that yet. We saw it a little bit maybe against Pittsburgh and Detroit, but not really overall.
Okay, so we're 10 games in.
Yes.
We're an eighth of the way almost through the season. Practically.
Basically an eighth.
Practically. What if this is just the way it is? I mean, this is a general sentiment that this team's going to turn it around. This team, this will happen. They'll get better. They'll score more goals. What if this continues on till game 20?
Well, then you might. I don't know, Jay, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Zach Hyman's at 0 goals after game 20, you're not trading Zach Hyman. Right? Like, it's not as if you're going to, depending on who is still slumping, you're not going to get rid of some of these players.
Right.
And it's hard to make a trade early in the season anyway. But now without McDavid, so here's why I'd be concerned, though, because McDavid drives offense. Whether the puck winds up going into the net or not, he drives chances, and he gets the puck into the zone because he's so fast. So this is a team that hasn't passed very well a lot of the season, and they seem a little bit, I don't know if it's reluctance or maybe they're just not good enough at it. But they don't really get a wear you down cycle going. I mean, sure, they had it against the Penguins. The Penguins stink. Now, I have no problem with beating a bad team. If you're a good team, you should.
Yeah, you should.
I'm not going to apologize that the Oilers beat the Penguins quite badly. They more or less did what they should. They owned the last 2/3 of the game against Detroit for the most part. Would have been great to win in regulation. Whatever. You were the better team. You won the game in overtime. But I think in general, the Oilers aren't busy enough in the offensive zone. I think part of that, again, is maybe the team isn't, well, not maybe, as I've said, the team isn't as good as they were last year. But there also seems to be a little bit of a, dare I call it, a passion deficit? Like, has this team really played ticked off or desperate this season on the whole?
Not really.
I mean, you kind of need that in pro sports.
I would say the second and third period against Detroit was a bit more of a desperate Oilers team, a team that was dedicated to getting that win.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted that. You could see it in the play. But last night, the first 5 minutes of that game, well, the first period, the puck was in the Oilers zone a large amount of time.
Yes.
And I think that is a major, major problem for this team, especially now with Connor McDavid out for who knows how long. But this team, when they get down, they don't have the resolve like teams of former years, specifically last year, to say, no, we're all right. We're going to, even a 2-goal deficit. No, we're fine. Let's turn this thing around. No, it's the wheels are falling off.
Yeah.
And it's getting bad.
Well, and that's what troubles me a little bit. And I always, and for people who've listened to me over the years, like I don't lose my head over every loss. And I apologize for that. I'm sorry that I'll probably never be as upset or concerned as some people.
Well, you can't.
But sometimes, look, it's the highest level of hockey in the world. Sometimes you will lose a game 3-2. It doesn't always mean that you're lazy or bad or highly flawed. Sometimes crap just doesn't go your way, or the other team makes some really good plays. But they've lost one game 6-0, and now they've lost the game 6-1. And the team that beat them 6-1 probably isn't going to win a lot of games this year. And the Oilers just weren't engaged in that game. Like I think I said on Twitter last night, is they were mostly disinterested in checking. You got to be in the way. That goal we watched that bounces off the backboards. Emerson's late getting to the guy, and he slams it in the open net. Pud Colson lets a guy walk in behind him and shoot. Derek Ryan goes behind the net for no reason and leaves a guy alone in front who scores. I know all the Skinner haters will say your goalie's got to bail you out. I agree. It would have been nice if Stu could have done what Pickard did in the first period, but you also can't constantly do that to your goaltender. that guys are open and unmarked and getting chances to score. It's on both. It's on everybody. And as I've said, it's on the offense as well. I still think they're going to get better. I don't think they're a lousy team. I do think some of the offensive stats will even out. I don't know. Maybe they need to fight every game. I think they've won every game. I think all 4 of their wins they've had a fight. Thought I heard somebody say that.
Could be.
Well, they had a fight against Nashville. They had a fight against Philly. There was a fight in Detroit, right? Was that when Perry fought?
Yep.
Was there a fight against Pittsburgh? I don't know if there was a fight against Pittsburgh. That seems like ancient history already. Friday night. All I remember about Pittsburgh is that Penguins hardly ever touched the puck the entire game.
Nurse didn't fight in Pittsburgh?
He fought in Nashville.
Or it was Nashville?
Was there a fight in the Pittsburgh game?
I think didn't he fight in Pittsburgh? Against Pittsburgh?
On Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, there might have been a fight in that game as well. And I'm not a big fighting guy, but in terms of you should be able to have emotion and give a crap from the start of the game. You shouldn't have to see your goalie get run or fall behind 2 goals. I mean, there's got to be a little more impetus to initiate some aggression in games and try to hem the other team in. But maybe I'm still overestimating the team. Maybe they just don't have it. But it was pretty disappointing how quietly and ineffectively they went down.
Yeah, Nurse versus Pettersson.
Oh, of course, late in the game. Now, by that point, the game was already won.
True.
That was late in the game. But, yeah, they did have a fight in that game.
Oilers are 32nd in the league, which puts them dead last in goals for in the first period.
Well, that doesn't help either.
With 3.
Yeah.
With 3.
Yeah, it'd be nice. They haven't played with the lead a lot, have they?
No. They're dead last. I think with Connor McDavid being out, however long it is, should command that this team takes a more defensive approach to the game. Right? Lineups, we'll get into maybe what we think are the lineups that are going to be happening here, but...
Yeah. And they've officially called up Philp and Kajula. That's been announced. We'll get to more of that. We want to put the cap on the Golden Bears football season. They had a tough go, didn't make the playoffs. Chris Moriss is going to join us in a couple minutes. We got a sports update here from the Coop.
Awaiting the status on McDavid's injury, the Oilers have recalled Drake Kajula and Noah Philp from the Bakersfield Condors. There's 5 games in the NHL, including the Senators facing off against the Blues, the Kraken meeting the Canadiens, and the Flyers battling the Bruins. After that, the Rangers match up with the Caps before the Kings and Sharks duke it out from San Jose. It's a 4-game slate in the NBA, opening up with the Nuggets and the Nets, along with the Mavericks visiting Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. For the Raptors, Scotty Barnes will be out for tomorrow's game while he continues medical assessment on his right eye after taking an elbow late in the 4th quarter last night and missing overtime against the Nuggets. Down south, Stephon Diggs will miss the remainder of the season after tearing his ACL on Sunday, and elsewhere, Deontay Johnson is in the process of being traded from the Carolina Panthers to the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens awaiting a physical for confirmation of the trade, and the Colts have announced that they'll be benching Anthony Richardson to name Joe Flacco as this week's starter. The World Series could end tonight with the Dodgers having a 3-0 stranglehold on the Yankees down in New York. And this sports update has been brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly family-owned and operated for 33 years. Paramount Flooring is your full-service flooring and tile supplier. Whether you're a homeowner, renovator, or builder, Paramount Flooring provides the flooring to fit your lifestyle and budget. Visit their showroom that's open 7 days a week at 10707 184th Street. Paramount Flooring, flooring for the life that you live. And just after the break, Golden Bears football head coach Chris Moriss joins the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubicki, and that was your sports update.
Ready for an unforgettable sports experience? It's the EST Flyaway to LA. Presented by the 780. Listen daily for the EST Flyaway keyword. Once you hear it, text us at 780-218-9999 for your chance to qualify to fly to LA. Round trip flights for two, hotel and car rentals, all to go see Edmonton face off against either LA or Anaheim. Plus, experience the brand new Intuit Dome as the Clippers tip off against the Warriors, and top it all off with the Rams kicking off against the Cardinals at SoFi Stadium. This is more than just a trip. This is the ultimate sports experience. The EST Flyaway to LA, presented by the 780 and Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, protect your interests. They'll be there every step of the way to help answer your questions and help you get your life back on track. Trust Alberta's precedent-setting injury lawyers with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, call James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, 780-428-0088, or go to jameshbrown.com.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the
afternoon. We are in the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. JamesHBrown.com. Book your private consultation today. Along with Jay Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. We're pleased to be joined by the head coach of the U of A Golden Bears football team, Chris Moriss. Chris, thanks for making time for us. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing very well. Thanks for hopping on, Chris. You and I have talked a lot over the years. There's been some ups and downs for you in your program. I did not think we would be doing a season-ending interview, I should say, on October 29th. How are you doing? I mean, there was a lot of high expectations, and unfortunately, not a postseason berth for the Bears this year.
Yeah, it was a really tough year, guys. Like, it was, we started off the year, we went into UBC and had a really good game. Lost our left tackle in the very first game. And then, guys, honestly, it was a cascading series of injuries that happened as the course of the year went on. And even with that, we were right there in so many of our games. Like, Manitoba's the top team in the conference. They've lost one game all year. We lost them on the last play of the game twice, both on 2-point conversions. We lost to Saskatchewan when we were up by 16, and we lost to, Regina when we were up by a whole bunch. But we were just down so many guys. Like, we're down 4 of our 5 offensive linemen. We were down our starting quarterback. We were down our starting tailback for a lot of the year. So it was just, we lost some guys in the secondary too. It was just an incredible year for injuries. So the guys competed hard, and, we were right there, and we just couldn't figure out a way to get past those close games with the young guys we had out on the field. And it's really unfortunate, because I think this is probably, arguably the most talented team I've had if everybody's there and everybody's like ready to play and they're all healthy. But we really had one game this year where we were all healthy, and that was it.
Yeah, well, I know the injuries mounted for you guys for sure. But I mean, I still have to ask Chris, because there were some large leads, as you know, that went away, and it must have been painful. So, I mean, you played well enough to build up some big leads, but not hang on to them. Was that just a little bit of experience or nerves in some of those situations? Like, how do you explain some of those leads that were lost this season?
Well, I think it's all of that. I think it's, we got a young team. We got a bunch of really young kids out there playing when you got that many guys injured. And all of a sudden, the game we have talented kids here. Like even our young guys are talented. We've recruited well over the years, but you get up in a game and then all of a sudden they start making a couple of plays and then everybody starts tightening up and you get, you try to get through it, but we just couldn't seem to do that. Like that Manitoba game here at home, and that Saskatchewan game, those were, big collapses, right? And we couldn't stop people and we couldn't get first downs when we needed them. So, there's as coaches, we got to really, really reflect on what we have to do better in that area. To me, the hard part is you're just, how do you get upset with some of the kids you got playing that don't have a whole bunch of experience? And it's tough. We have to do a better job, but that certainly makes it more challenging.
Chris Moriss, Golden Bears football head coach, joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Chris, you got Jay here. Just in reflecting on what you're saying about how there was a bit of an injury bug that went through the team and put you guys in some compromising positions. I know you, and I know where your head's at right now, and you're looking towards the next year already because this year is done and over. You can talk about it for a bit, but you got to move on. How does that help your team for next year, putting guys into positions that, without injury, they would not have been in?
Yeah, and I think we have a really, really good group coming back. Like we lose some key guys. Like we lose, Matthew Peterson, obviously it's a big loss, but he missed 3 games this year. We lose Daniel Shin. Daniel Shin had a herniated disc all year. So even in the games he did play, he was like just fighting through. We lose Gastini. Gastini tore his knee up in the 3rd game of the year. So we're losing guys that were playing compromised this year. And had a bunch of younger guys playing in those positions. So the guys who got reps this year, who got to play, are going to be really, really well served for it. We've got a really young defensive line that got tons and tons of playing time this year. They'll be really well served for that. Our offensive line, we return everybody except for Shin. So if we can just stay healthy there, and the guys who worked into that rotation are going to be way better for that experience. Jason, it's so frustrating right now to even talk about next year because you're just like, man, like if we just had our guys, like even just most of our guys, we would have been okay. I don't know another team in the country who could lose 4 of their 5 offensive linemen, their starting quarterback and their starting tailback, and even like get first downs. You know what I mean? And we were hanging right in there, and we had chances to win games like with some of the top teams in the country. So I look to next year, and I'm very, very optimistic. We got a talented group here. But we got to figure out a way to be more composed when the games are tight, and we'll work very hard on that as this offseason progresses.
Well, and part of the, I guess, the competitive level of this program is not only your on-field work but your off-field work on the academic side. And I know last year there were 17 academic All-Canadians from the football program. Tell people a bit more information about how the academic All-Canadian system works in terms of being able to provide scholarship dollars for these players.
Yeah, absolutely. So like when you have an academic All-Canadian in Canada, it's a really, really good benefit for you if you do things right. So the Canadian system, there's only 33.7 cap spaces for scholarships. So it's like having a salary cap, and you got 100 guys and you got 33.7 scholarships. So when you have lots of academic All-Canadians, which we, perennially do, that gives you way more space for scholarships. So we have a lot of scholarship athletes here, and we have a lot of talented kids here because a lot of our kids are smart. Like if you look at 17 as the number of academic All-Canadians we had, like our travel roster is only 45. So that's, we're looking at almost half of our guys that are playing are A students. And that gives us 17 more scholarships we can give out. Now, Jason, you know as well as I do, because you helped me raise money for years here. We still got to raise the money for those scholarships. We still got to find, 17 times $6,000 is what we have to find and fundraise or raise through camps or whatever the case may be. But it does give us extra cap space. It gives us the ability to raise that money and then offer it to kids to come here and compete and play for us.
Well, why don't we just lead right into that then, Chris? Because I know that is a big part of your off season. I guess training is the academies you run, the camps. When does that start in the bubble over there at Footfield?
Yeah, so the bubble's going to go up in the next few weeks here. Like we start like at the beginning of December. Last weekend of November, first weekend of December, we start with our selects program. So our select programs are top level programming here. It's for kids who we see as having some youth sports potential. We work with them all winter. So we'll work with them December, January, February. We'll go to Moose Jaw for an international tournament. We'll go to Orlando for an international tournament. And then we go to Langley and play in a tournament as well against the Team BC players. We started off that program a few years ago and we had about, less than 100 kids. This year we've got well over 200 kids registered for it. So that starts, and in conjunction with that going on, we have our holiday camps, and we have our line camps, and we have our football academy. And usually our football academy, we've got well over 100 in each one of our football academies for the minor kids and for the older kids. So all of our kids through the course of this winter are going to be coaching and mentoring, all those young kids that are here to learn how to play football the right way. And some of them are going to be actually coordinating those select teams. So it's really it's a cool experience for the guys who play here. They actually get, they get paid as coaches to do those things because we need to hire coaches to do those. So it's a really, really cool deal for us to have our guys involved with the youth of this community and to work with them that way.
Well, Chris, I just got one more for you here. Thank you for joining us again here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I got to get your thoughts on this. As an alumni of the Double E, things haven't been great there. The last playoff appearance was in 2019. There was some slight improvements with the team. I'm of the belief that the biggest improvement came off the field with Larry Thompson taking over as the private owner of the Edmonton Elks. What changes do you think need to happen? Obviously, they're talking about the president, but what changes do you think need to happen with this organization moving forward?
Jason, they just need stability. They need a clear identity as to how they're going to work with people. A clear identity as to how they're going to treat everybody in their organization, a clear identity as to how they're going to attract players here, not for 1 year, but for a 5, 6, 8, 10-year career, right? And if they can clear that up and they can get back to, working with some integrity and working with the things that, that have always kind of been the cornerstone of that place, everything will turn. So I think, the president, starting with leadership there's lots of things that can happen by that position. And I think that's a very important one for them.
Well, and we may find out who that is within the next couple of weeks. Chris, really appreciate you taking the time to hop on. We were hoping you guys were going to get into the playoffs and do some damage, but thanks for outlining what happened throughout the year for the Golden Bears. Of course, we'll be in touch. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it, guys. Talk to you soon.
Chris Moriss, head coach of the Golden Bears football team. Yeah, he outlined the injuries, and then, as I kind of asked him, even with the injuries, you guys were in position, double-digit leads in the second half. Just couldn't hang on, as he kind of referenced, when things started going against them or other teams started moving the ball and scoring points. They just couldn't get the momentum back. So, a year which had Canada West championship hopes. Well, quite frankly, if you have championship hopes to win your league in U Sports football, you have championship hopes to win the Vanier Cup.
100%.
But
and there was another team that had aspirations of winning a Stanley Cup, and it looks like they're off on the wrong foot. And Reid, people are quite, they're interested in this conversation as to should they be concerned, should Oilers fans be concerned, what's the temperature of the fan base right now? Kamloops J in the EST inbox. Reid, now is the time to be concerned. This team doesn't have it right now, and I don't know if they will unless they fix their D. Library Pat says, you've hit it on the head, Reid. They won't win every game, but they need to live up to their ability.
Mm-hmm.
And this one came in from an unnamed person. Kane is missed. Need someone to drag them into the fight.
Yeah, maybe. That's an interesting topic. And Gager and Cass and I talked about that from noon to 1. I still say they kind of didn't have Evander Kane for most of last season because he wasn't at 100%, even when he was playing. And then he didn't, play in some big games along the way. But that's a fair debate to have. I just want to circle back to Chris for a second. Sorry to derail your Oilers thoughts, Jay, if I am.
No, I just wanted people to know that
we got more
it.
Oilers chat coming up because I think that's all very relevant.
Sure.
And there's some other great comments I want to get to as well that I think are worth discussing. He talked about the Elks. What did he say? You need some stability and you need people to have careers here. Players, coaches, GMs, whoever. And what do I always say? Hire the right employees and retain them. And by employees, I include players, in the whole tree of how a system works. Now that's that's hard. Every team's trying to do that, but that's the competitive nature of pro sports. You got to get those best people. Winnipeg's done it. I know there's always a lot of player movement in the CFL, especially with short-term contracts, but Winnipeg's had Kolaros, Jefferson. They had Andrew Harris for a long time before he retired.
But that's just it. If they can do it, other teams can do that.
It's not impossible.
And I don't think it's just an Elks problem. I think that is a league-wide problem where you don't have enough fixtures on the team. I mean, and I know it's a different time, but there was a time where Edmonton had players that stayed here and they still live here.
Yeah.
Like Chris Morris,
that's a good example.
Like Jed Roberts, like Trent Brown.
Yeah.
That's because they fell in love with the city and they wanted to stay here. If you can do that, it'll help the fan experience.
And that's why, to beat a dead horse, everybody, I won't spend a lot of time with this, but that's why some people were peeved about signing MBT for a year.
Sure.
Because he's obviously not your quarterback of the future. Would
Yes.
have been better to just say, okay, Trey, it's your year. If you can't do it, you're not just hurting the Elks, you're hurting yourself as a future employee in the league. But just the way things went at quarterback. And I mean, I think, again, from the impression that MBT gave us in his availability yesterday, even though he was polite and said all the right things, I got the impression that if he never set foot in Edmonton again, he'd be fine.
Well, John of St. Albert, I like how he says that. John of St. Albert. He didn't say John from St. Albert.
I think John might have listened to my other show, too. I'm not sure if it's the same John. He can tell me.
John of St. Albert, though, writes into the ESD inbox. Do you guys think Ford will be back and be number one QB? And what do you think the Elks need to do to get people in the stands?
Win. I think it's that. I think it's that simple for the attendance.
Yes, winning means everything.
I think that's ultimately
they sold out the
thing.
lower bowl. They had one of their largest crowds because they were on a 3 out of 4 game heater.
Yeah, was that their Labor Day rematch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that now we've gone through, kind of a half decade of darkness with the Elks, right? I mean, and I could go all the way back to 2005 that they haven't been a very good franchise.
Sure.
I mean, they've hosted 3 home playoff games in 20 years. That's bad, guys. In a team where almost half the teams host a playoff game every year, that's not very good. But they missed the playoffs in 18. They got in 19, and then they've been out since then. So I do think it's winning. I'm tired of the name change debate. I realize that drove some customers off, but I also think there's the opportunity to win and get new people involved. Like just start winning. What was the other half of his question?
Well, do you think Trey Ford will be the number one QB? And I do not.
Oh, I'd say probably not. I don't know. Like I kind of asked him that yesterday. It's year after year. Well, 3 years in a row. Oh, we got Ford for next. We got Ford for. And I said, is this the place for you to be a starting quarterback? And he didn't even say, I hope so. He said, we'll see, and my agent will handle it.
He said, will he be back and be number one QB? I think those are two different questions.
If I had to guess right now, and John, I hope you give us the right to change our minds or be wrong. But if I had to answer that, I mean, the season's not over. Like 6 other teams are still playing. But I would say no if I had to answer that right now. But I don't know who the coach and GM are going to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of
but if he's asking me to make an educated guess, I'll say no.
A lot of balls in the air here, Reid.
Yeah, not just long balls to Geno Lewis.
That's right.
Or that Mathis kid might be good. I hope we have him.
I hope he will be. He's massive.
Yeah, and he got the touchdown.
It's like watching a giraffe run.
He got the last touchdown right before Toronto tied
great
it.
Adjustment on the ball.
Yeah,
great play.
They could have something there.
I think the game moved a little fast for him in his rookie year, but to be determined.
780-218-9999 is the EST inbox. You can hop into the Nasty Chat on YouTube. I know a lot of people have been having their own discussions there. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube as well. We are almost at 100. We strive to get to 100 on every single program, and we've been doing pretty well in that regard. I want to update the cookies. I want to talk about Kajula and Philp as well. Oh, do you have one?
No.
We'll do an off-topic update as we move along for William Huff. A story about an 18th or 21st birthday, because the Coupe turns 21 today, something that was special for you or you did for someone else. Here's the birthday boy with a sports update.
The Oilers have recalled Noah Philp and Drake Kajula from the Bakersfield Condors as they await for the update on McDavid's injury status. And on schedule tonight, the Rangers meet the Caps, the Wild play the Penguins, and the Ducks battle the Islanders. All well, the night opens up with the Flyers facing the Bruins and the Blues meeting the Sens. In basketball, the Nets tip off with the Nuggets. The Timberwolves see the Mavericks, and the Kings head to Utah to take on the Jazz. After that, it's Steph Curry and the Warriors hosting the Pelicans. And over in the NFL, Stephon Diggs has torn his ACL, sidelining him for the remainder of the Texans seasons, while the Ravens have agreed to trade and acquire Deontay Johnson from the Carolina Panthers. The Ravens await a physical for confirmation of the trade. And this week, Joe Flacco gets the call to start for the Colts, while Anthony Richardson sits on the sideline hitting the bench. From the Big Apple, the Yankees look to stay alive in the World Series, with the Dodgers holding New York 3-0 with the chance to take it all from the Big Apple. This sports update has been brought to you by Wheeler's RV and Boat Storage, conveniently located 8 minutes west of St. Albert. Wheeler's RV is your safe and secure place to store your RV, boat, or whatever it is you want to store. Visit them at wheelersrvstorage.com to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get one free. Go to wheelersrvstorage.com today and get your storage needs taken care of. Right after the break, the Reid Wilkins Show continues. I'm Zachary Kubish for your sports update.
Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV Storage will provide you with safe, secure storage for your RV, boat, or whatever you need to store. Open 7 days a week with gated keypad access and extra large stalls. Now is the time to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get 1 month free. Now's the time to go to WheelersRVStorage.com. That's Wheeler's RV Storage. Safe, secure storage. Visit them today at WheelersRVStorage.com.
780 is just another lame-ass, low-budget local shop. Homegrown right here in Edmonton. 780 is both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique to E-Town. They also work with close to 1,000 local vendors from the 780 to help promote and get their brands off the ground. Check them out online at 780.com or at any of their 5 locations at Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the Outlet Mall by the airport.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
They're always going to be cool, You're watching on YouTube. Yes, just stroking my hair. Getting ready for the poker tournament tonight. I'm less nervous about it now.
Are you? I just saw
At the
list.
moment.
I just saw the list of entrants, and your name wasn't on it.
What? Why would you? No, you didn't. No, you didn't see it. I know you don't have it.
It's right here.
You don't have it. Oh, okay, forward it to me.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Secret. What happened with the camera? Did my hair adjustment move the camera? Coob's up adjusting the camera. Hey, Coob.
Hey, thank you. No, your hair adjustment completely disrailed the camera.
The static.
Hey, this is a good question.
Do it.
Coob, when you turned 18, your aspirations, you went to Nate, obviously, in this industry. Did you think you'd be producing the Reid Wilkins Show?
No, never once in my life. Like, I actually, before I even went to Nate, when I was 18, I was working in a crappy shop. Like, it was right around COVID time I was celebrating it. It felt like it was still in, 2021 era. So it was a little, but when I was first going into Nate, I had big aspirations, and I'm like, I'll be a sports reporter one day. I'll be just like Dustin Nielsen on the air in the morning talking Oilers and getting fired up about poker tournaments and stuff like that. But no, I never once thought that I would be alongside a legend such as Reid and such a skilled professional, and alongside somebody as welcoming. And you don't even have the radio experience, and you're doing like fantastic. Just being a part of this organization here at Edmonton Sports Talk is mind blowing. Like, literally 2 years ago, I'd be like, what? I'm not doing that. I'm going to be working some street teaming job.
Going to be working the street.
Random. Yeah, exactly. Right. Front lines of the radio station at some events. I never once thought that I'd be.
There you go. That is our birthday gift to you.
Yes, our existence. Well, when he went to Nate's, there was no Reid Wilkins show, so he couldn't have aspired to it.
Mm.
And I appreciate the kind words, but I am not a legend. I am a man coming to work every day trying to do a good job.
Not just yet.
To be determined tonight at the Cool Bet Lock Shop Series poker tournament.
If I win the Lock Shop poker tournament on Cool Bet, then I will have done something legendary. If I figure out how to successfully place a bet. We're within striking distance of 100 thumbs up on YouTube, so please help us get there. So quickly, here's and I forgot to bring them again. There are chocolate chip cookies in my freezer at home.
I don't know if I believe you anymore.
Last week, we were... we started a joke a couple weeks ago that if we get to 100 thumbs up on YouTube, Dustin Nielsen, the owner and CEO of Edmonton Sports Talk, would give us some sort of food, some sort of sustenance. So we were doing last week that he was going to give us the ingredients for chocolate chip cookies every day. And then I was bringing chocolate chip cookie ingredients, so in small amounts. We had the bag of chocolate chips, we had a little bit of egg, we had some vanilla that was poured onto saran wrap, wrapped up, and then that was put in a Ziploc bag. Those were actually prepared not by Dustin Nielsen, but by my wonderful and supportive mother, Louise, who hates the Maple Leafs, Flames, Rough Riders, and Stamps.
God bless her.
And Bo Levi Mitchell.
Really?
And Austin Matthews. So other than that, she's quite sweet. Not to those people. So she prepared those, and then she baked chocolate chip cookies for the ESD. And I keep forgetting to bring them, but I'll bring them, and we can share them. And I guess if any nasties drop by and there's cookies left, they can take a cookie or two. But my mom was like, don't say that I made them. I'm like, Mom, I'm going to say that you made them. No, tell everybody you made them. I'm like, Mom, no one's going to think I baked 4 dozen cookies.
You can't even sign into a poker tournament.
I don't even know how to
How
register
are you
for
bake 4 dozen
for a
cookies?
poker tournament. So anyway, my mom very involved in EST baking activities, and she was the genius. That was totally that wasn't me that said, I should have all these small ingredients. She planned that all herself. So now, having said that, I don't know what all the white powder was.
Well,
Mom could have had a stash that I don't know about.
Louise, I think maybe we've got something here, Reid. I think maybe we could do a weekly Louise Wilkins taste test.
Because
she cooks. I see you eat lunch.
I often get even as a 50-year-old man, I still often get mom food or leftovers, and some of the leftovers I've helped make with Mom or whatever.
You're very close to your parents, and I commend you on that. I am too. We love them. We're outspoken about our love for our parents, but maybe we could have a Louise Wilkins versus Pearl Milne bake-off. And taste test.
Everybody
live.
wins in that situation.
Well, no,
you're a pretty good baker yourself.
I love to cook and bake.
Yes,
I do.
I do as well. I just don't do it very often, given, I'm a single guy. I go eat at my parents', or I go out with friends maybe once a year and get some food. The Chaos Gesture. Fun fact about Kajula. When he played in Stouffville, he invented a sandwich called the Stouffville Kajula Capicola Stuffer. Not true, but funny. Chaos Jester adding a little bit of flavor to the show, so shall we say. All right. Portions of this hour presented by the Canadian Brew House. Book your holiday party At the CBH today, your ultimate destination for events, parties, fundraisers, and more. 'Tis the season to celebrate. Visit and book now at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. So I still see some people who just have been tuning in later. What's going on with McDavid? There is no update on McDavid. The Oilers don't have one. I know some reporters have tweeted things that apparently maybe it's not too serious. Then we can, but I don't want to start a debate for 3 hours on what's serious and what isn't. I mean, doesn't sound like, and didn't look like he'd be out for the year or months or whatever. But I mean, heck, even a non-serious injury could be 3 to 4 weeks in my mind. So we'll see. Hopefully the Oilers will put out an official statement in the next day or two. Drake Caggiula is up from the minors. Noah Philp is up from the minors. I've obviously had chances over the years to interview these two guys. Caggiula's crafted quite a career for himself. I mean, he's not a big man. Obviously, he debuted with the Oilers. He has played 282 NHL games. He does have 91 points. So he's got a point every third game for somebody who's, doesn't play high up in the lineup. So I think you got to respect that. He did have a good training camp. Good preseason in terms of how he played. But is he going to come up and make a huge impact in this Oilers lineup? I would say remains to be seen. I don't doubt that he'll work, but I mean, is he going to make a huge impact? And then you've called up Noah Philp. Again, great story. I mean, he's not a kid. He's in his mid-20s. And as we saw in the preseason, played pretty well. Had some good games in faceoffs, used his size well, was able to get to the net and generate some chances. It's going to be a different story for him in an NHL game. But I do think, and I saw a couple people post this in the Nasty Chat, and I think it's a fair criticism or whatever you want to call it. This is not a deep Oilers franchise. I mean, they've lost some first-round picks. Broberg and Holloway, we know what happened. They traded Reed Schaefer in the Ekholm trade, which I think people would deem as worth it, but that was a first-round pick gone. Bourgault didn't pan out. He's been traded. Like they haven't drafted that well overall, and then they've sacrificed some picks in trades. I think Sam O'Reilly, the first-round pick from this year, is an interesting prospect. I don't think he's going to be a star. Maybe he can be a solid NHLer. Gager and Hernan had Bo Akey on their show today. He was, a second-round pick. I think, he might be able to craft out an NHL career and be, maybe a 4, 5, 6 type defenseman for the Oilers. But yeah, it's not a deep farm system through a combination of, again, the Oilers have not been a great drafting team. You can go back a long, long way. Like if you look at their picks after the obvious guys, the Halls and even Yakupov first overall didn't, but after some of the top picks, they haven't drafted that well. And so then in the system, are you calling up somebody who really you're sure is going to have a role or make an impact? I think Caggiula will have a role. We'll see if he makes an impact. I think if he can kind of be an even player, that's probably good for him. Philp, we don't know. I mean, maybe he gets into some games and he's overmatched and needs to go back to the minors as soon as possible. Maybe he comes up and does well. But this is further to the question marks that I have, and I think at least some people have about the team. And then you add in, who is really Podkolzin. I'm still not sure what's he going to be. Or there's some other guys not playing where they need to be in the lineup. So, good for these guys to be called up. I don't doubt that they're going to bust their butts out there. But, without McDavid and now kind of in desperate need to start banking some points, it's a little bleaker than I would like it to be. Even though I thought they might have a tough October, I didn't see McDavid getting injured.
Okay, well then let's just... Okay, so two points there.
Okay.
I mean, Caggiula through 5 games in Bakersfield has 5 points. He hasn't, slipped down the lineup or, you said he had a great preseason.
Oh, he's a good AHL player. Very good AHL player, yeah.
So he's doing what he should be doing there.
Fair. Yes, fair.
Okay, now... you often wonder this, is he's no spring chicken. The excitement that must be behind, him getting called up and being afforded another opportunity here to come in and make a statement and do what he can. What if a Drake Caggiula comes in and he's one of your better players on your fourth line? Then do you have decisions to make? Or You know what I mean? Like there is a story here that because his play in the preseason was quite strong, maybe even one of the better players on the team. Now, I'm not saying at all that this is expected.
I know, because you know what I'm going to say. I like great stories too, but stories don't win games.
Yep.
And a player being excited to play in the NHL doesn't necessarily win games. But yeah, I'm saying if he plays in a depth role and is sort of an even player and can drive a little bit of play, great. But like, it's a team that can't score, and now they've lost one of the two guys who drives offense the most, and as I said earlier, actually gets the puck into the offensive zone because he can skate it in and can create second chances. They haven't done enough of that.
So who steps up to the front line? Who steps up to the number one?
I'm not sure what the lines are going to be. I mean, do you put Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, and Hyman together, or does Nuge play center now? Who goes up to the top six? So say you have Draisaitl, Hyman, who's the left winger, and then do you have Nuge, Arvidsson, and Skinner together? Does Janmark have to go play in the top six? I mean, he doesn't. I like how he plays, but I like how he plays as a bottom six player.
I don't know that you'd want to mess with Draisaitl and Arvidsson. I think they're starting to build some chemistry. I like the way they play together. So would you then move Skinner up to the top?
What if you put Skinner, Jeff Skinner,
not the goaltender,
okay. Jeff Skinner, Leon Draisaitl, and Victor Arvidsson. I would not put Podkolzin up there. I do not like Podkolzin's puck skills. I don't think his offensive instincts are strong. He did actually have a net drive against Columbus that was semi-dangerous. I want to see Podkolzin earn some territory and minutes as a fourth liner who can bang around and muck around the net. I think that's how he's going to score. I don't think he's going to be involved in a three-way passing play for a goal because I don't think his puck skills and vision are good enough, quite frankly. So I think Perry probably goes up to the top six. Somewhat by default, which isn't a good situation when you're giving guys positions by default.
It's not the best situation to be in, is it?
We'll discuss this more. What else do we have? Well, we got my top three coming up. It is sort of Halloween spooky related, which will be fun. We got a timeout, and we got the Cube with a sports update.
Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
UFC lives at the Canadian Brew House with the most TVs, great food and drinks, and the perfect party atmosphere. There's no better way to experience UFC 309 on November 16th.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai. Park Mazda, your dealer for life insurance.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Awaiting the status on Connor McDavid's injury, the Oilers have recalled Drake Caggiula and Noah Philp from the Bakersfield Condors. And just getting underway. It's the Flyers battling the Bruins, the Wild meeting with the Penguins, the Blues and Senators facing off, the Ducks taking on the Islanders, while the Kraken drop the puck with the Montreal Canadiens. It's a 4-game slate in the NBA, opening up with the Nuggets and the Nets, along with the Mavericks, visiting Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. Down south, Stephon Diggs will miss the remainder of the season after tearing his ACL on Sunday. Elsewhere, Deontay Johnson is being traded from the Carolina Panthers to the Baltimore Ravens, with the Ravens awaiting a physical for confirmation of the trade. And the Colts announced that they'll be benching Anthony Richardson to name Joe Flacco as this week's starter. And the World Series could end today with the Dodgers up 3-0 in the series over the Yankees down in New York. The Reid Wilkins Show continues right now. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Okay, so his wings, but no fly. Bird, okay, bird fly. Plane.
Are we on? We're on. Okay,
Yes.
good. It's a Flyaway to LA presented by the 780. We're qualifying people 4 times each weekday. This show, afternoons with Hernan and Gager, the Hangout, and the Nielsen Show in the morning. We're also going to qualify someone on Saturdays during Hello Hockey. And we'll qualify someone from the Nasty Club during this period as well, which goes until November 28th. And then we give the trip away on November 29th during the Nielsen Show. The trip is Boxing Day until December 30th. You win a flight for 2 to Los Angeles with hotel and rental car. You get tickets to see the Clippers play the Warriors, the Rams play the Cardinals, and an NHL game featuring Edmonton. All presented by the 780, a homegrown local shop right here in Edmonton. 780, both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique to E-Town. They also worked with close to 100 local vendors from the 780 area code to help promote and get their brands off the ground. Check them out online, 780.com. So that's the word 7 and then the numbers 80.com. 5 locations: Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the Outlet Mall by the airport. So you have to text in this keyword to 780-218-9999, and then we will pick a qualifier from amongst the textors who have correctly sent in the keyword. The keyword today is Trojans. The keyword today is Trojans. 780-218-9999.
So the EST draft of scary things, the voting wrapped up this morning.
Was it closed now?
It was a dead heat. Both Lieutenant Eric and I tied with 32.6% of the vote.
So who wins?
That's a good commissioner. A good question for the commissioner.
Quinn Phillips has to decide. Where is she?
Eric suggested that we both go for pedicures together. I'm all for that. Love pedicures. YouTube Treb filling in as a proxy for one Dustin Nielsen. Finished with third with 23.4. And handsome Tom Gazzola avoided relegation at 11.4%.
What happens if he's relegated?
Well, right now, as it stands, Matthew Awanek would take his seat.
So
next.
I'll never participate in a draft.
No, that's not true. Because there was another.
Buddy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, there was another discussion about having a relegation draft.
Yeah, a kids' table draft.
That's right.
Thanks, everybody.
Where
Thanks.
the next person up would win the relegation draft and then be prepared. But then I think Quinn would have to adjust these numbers so that if you're under 20, you get relegated. Because under 10 is quite hard. But if you're under 20, then you could have relegation. So it would get more relegated members into the actual draft.
Okay. Anyway, keyword is Trojans.
I don't want you to draft. I think you'd kick everybody's ass.
It depends what it was. There's a draft I'd like to do, but I don't know if they would let me suggest it or not. We are buying or selling, presented by Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in Greater Edmonton and among Western Canadian RE/MAX realtors. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or on the IG handle, the Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. I guess we're just sort of talking about buying or selling that the Oilers are in extreme distress without Connor McDavid. I think this has the potential to be, unfortunately, a really big problem. I guess now I got to look ahead to November a little bit too. I thought, and as people know, I'm not usually right, but I thought it would not be a smooth October for the Oilers. I didn't think it would be bumpy the way it's been bumpy with, the lack of production from from several players who have scored in the past and a very poor power play. But I did say it would be a 4 or 5 win month for the Oilers. I didn't give an exact record. I didn't predict the overtime losses, but the most wins they can have this month is 5. And the best possible record they could have is 5-5-1. That's if they beat Nashville. I think have won 3 now since they lost their first 5. So it'll be a difficult game without McDavid. So, but I also predicted the team to go 48-28-8. So really, what I was saying was probably a 500-ish October, and then you start banking points in November. Maybe you play 650 hockey in November and start going from there. Well, now looking ahead, so you got Nashville, you got the Flames on Sunday, New Jersey's here on Monday, Vegas is here next Wednesday. Then they're in Vancouver next Saturday. Without McDavid, first of all, the way the team has been playing with varying levels of interest and varying levels of intensity, I guess, and then you look at those games without Connor McDavid, well, now you're looking at, how long, who's going to step up? Can they play more intense fundamental hockey without Connor in the lineup? And then nobody except for Leon is really scoring. Then who's else is helping with the offense or driving the offense and getting the puck into the offensive zone without McDavid there, especially against some of those teams?
Well, I think you just said it. I think this is going to force this team to play a much more sound defensive game across the board. And as you know, defense, when taken care of, leads to offensive chances. So who's going to step up? The whole team needs to step up. And maybe, I'm a bit of an optimist. I'm not sure if that's generally comes through in what I'm saying, but this might be a chance where they say, look, we need to buckle up here and bear down in our own end and get back to fundamental defensive hockey. Don't necessarily worry about the offensive chances. They'll come with good defensive hockey. Now, are they even capable of it? That's a totally separate question.
Yes.
But without Connor McDavid, they might find that they have to focus on that.
Well, I hope so.
They certainly haven't been.
And even with the changes from last year, they should be a very good team. Maybe not a championship team. I didn't pick them to win the Stanley Cup, as people know. Neither did you, Jay. But they should still be a solid playoff team. And when they play well and when teams play well defensively, watch how they're collapsing in their own end and protecting the front of that net. It was so exciting. A couple times in the summer, I went back and watched that final minute of that Dallas game. They're getting badly outshot, and Dallas is coming. And even in that final, about minute 10, and Dallas really only had one shot on goal in that minute 10, and it came from a sharp angle. I think it might have been Duchesne just threw the puck on net and tried to get a rebound off the pads. But you look where the Oilers' forwards were, they're all back down below the hash marks. They're not giving up anything free through the slot, as opposed to what we saw yesterday, guys going to wrong places, spaced out, not being aware of who they're supposed to check, things like that. So it probably does have to start there, Jay. They have to say, we're going to be a pain in the ass in our own zone. You are not going to get a free one. You're going to have to get through 5 guys just to get to our goalie. And you know what? I know there's always talk about Skinner and Pickard. The goalies will look better if you defend that way too. So maybe it has to start there. We have to commit to defending that home plate area, defending the slot, because you watch that game against Dallas, that last minute against Dallas, they got a 6-on-5, and there was a play. I almost have that final minute memorized. The puck bounced to Nugent Hopkins in the faceoff circle, like after a scrum in the corner, and he went to lift it out of the zone on his backhand, and he partially fanned on it, and he didn't get a lot on it, and the Dallas guy knocked it out of the net, and it bounces right in front of the Oilers' goal.
Yeah.
There were 4 Oilers between the puck and the goaltender. Like, I can't remember who was, but everybody's whacking at it, and the puck bounces around, and the Oilers eventually. So it's not always pretty. You got to play desperate, but they had at least you have bodies in the right place. So even if a Dallas guy would have got that puck, he looks up and he's like, "I can't see the net. What am I shooting at?" And that's as opposed to what we saw some of these Columbus players yesterday. 2 guys were shooting into open nets. 1 guy's all alone in Skinner. And yes, I get everybody who's going to say, well, you need your goalie to bail you out. Fair enough. It'd be nice not to have your goalie facing that many grade A chances, too. Anyway, who do we have on the line?
DB is our qualifier.
DB, what's going on? You're on with Reid and Jay.
Hey, guys.
Congratulations on qualifying. What have you been up to today?
Just spent the day working, unfortunately.
Okay. Are you at liberty to share what you do for a living?
I'm a carpenter, superintendent.
Oh, good stuff. Big project you're working on, or what?
Decent one. I'm essentially just a babysitter / janitor, so it's not ideal.
Well, we need a babysitter on this show sometimes, so maybe we'll hire you to help out. Have you ever been to Los Angeles?
Oh, deal. I have.
What? Okay, so we got the Clippers, Warriors, the Rams, Cardinals, and an NHL game. What are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, it's tough. Love them all. So probably, though, the NFL or NBA, I'd say.
Okay, and our off-topic topic today was a memorable 18th or maybe even a 21st birthday celebration. Did you have anything happen to you personally for that, or were you a part of a celebration?
What comes to mind is my 30th, so that's a big one again.
Yeah.
And did a keg party, and the house that was hosting the keg party happens to be a fireman lives there, so the fire department showed up. Then the firemen started telling us to do chugging contest, and it's pretty much the last thing I remember.
Wow.
That's
Okay,
great.
That is fantastic. Well, you are qualified. Be sure to be listening on November 29th during the morning show, the Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Have your phone beside you because they will be giving that trip away. So congrats on being qualified to the flyaway to LA presented by the 780.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Right on. DB checking in after a day on the construction site, apparently babysitting and cleaning up.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, that can be how it happens sometimes. Ro Nelson in the Nasty Chat says, hope there's a silver lining to McDavid's injury, and it galvanizes this team to play for each other with intensity and attention. But I would make a little trade for Costin to add stability / hits.
Well, Costin's in the American Hockey League, is he not? I'm pretty sure Costin's in the AHL. I know Costin had a bit of a folk hero status when he was here. He did play some good games. I don't know if he's the guy who's going to swing it all around. I don't know. But, they might have to make some kind of a move maybe to get a little bit of energy. The other side of this, and somebody sent me this message as well. It was a while back, but they said, this person said, so the Oilers are 4-2-1 since the 0-3 start, right? So that's 9 out of 14 points. That's a 642 points percentage. That's a 105-point season. Now, we'll see if they lose to Nashville, then they're...
that goes down
It's still
a lot.
very early, and it changes a lot. To be fair, they have, for the most part, they've played better since the first 3 games of the season. It was just...
Except last night.
It sucked to see that regression last night. I mean, I said, they lost 6-0 to Winnipeg right out of the gate. All right. Bummer. Bad game. Winnipeg's good. They pounced all over you. Columbus they're not that good. I mean, of course they have good players. They have talent, but they're not as good as Winnipeg. And you almost, really, you probably should have lost 6-0.
Well, and if you're considering that the Oilers should be a playoff team / Stanley Cup contending team, just not good enough. Period. And it seems like those games that seem to get away on them are down early and then just put your head in the sand.
They've rarely had the lead all year.
Yeah.
I think that's a generalization we can make. Even Pittsburgh, it took them over half the game to finally get the goal.
Good point.
I guess they had the lead against the Canes, even though the Canes won in overtime. So, yeah, they haven't had a game, really. Have they had a game in which they came out and really asserted themselves? I guess maybe the Nashville win. It was a pretty good front to back, because it weren't the shots 8 or 9-0 in that game.
Yeah.
But they did allow the first goal, but they were kind of always under control in that game. Detroit, the first period wasn't good. They won the game and were the better team. But yeah, they haven't really come out and said, hey, you're in for a tough night here. And they've had this problem a lot over the years in this era, that they haven't been a great starting team. We'll see. I don't feel great about it. I'm never going to be as concerned as some of the most concerned people that we get chiming in, but clearly they got some details to focus on, to say the least. I was going to talk about something else, or I had another Oilers point, but I forgot. That's okay. Anyway, McDavid's back in Edmonton for evaluation, so we know at least he's not going to play tomorrow. I guess best case scenario, he plays in Calgary on Sunday, but I don't know if we're going to get that scenario. And Kajula and Philp have been called up from the farm team.
Yeah, it's a real interesting one, because it wasn't something that looked all that bad, even when he was skating off. So it seems like it's got to be something that's tweaked, or I don't know. It's hard. It's a tough one to say.
Hopefully they tell us soon. We are over 100 thumbs up on YouTube. We appreciate that. I'll try to remember the chocolate chip cookies tomorrow in the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. Online, jameshbrown.com. Book your private consultation today. We have a sort of, spooky / Halloween themed Reid's Top 3 for food sausage coming up. We got the Coob with a sports update.
The Oilers have recalled Noah Philp and Drake Kajula from the Bakersfield Condors as they await the update on McDavid's lower body injury. And early in the first, the Kraken lead the Canadiens 2-0 with 4 other games scoreless early in the first frame, including the Bruins and the Senators, as well as the Flyers battling the Bruins. Later, the Rangers take on the Caps, and the Sharks hold host to the LA Kings from San Jose. And in basketball, the Nets tip off with the Nuggets. The Timberwolves see the Mavericks, and the Kings head to Utah to take on the Jazz. After that, it's Steph Curry and the Warriors hosting the Pelicans. And in the NFL, Stephon Diggs has torn his ACL, sidelining him for the remainder of the Texans seasons, while the Ravens have agreed to trade and acquire Deontay Johnson from the Carolina Panthers, awaiting a physical for confirmation on the trade. This week, Joe Flacco gets the call to start for the Colts, while rookie Anthony Richardson hits the bench. And from the Big Apple, the Yankees look to stay alive in the World Series, with the Dodgers holding New York in their stranglehold 3-0, with a chance to take it all tonight. This sports update has been brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Get treated like a pro with their highly skilled crew. Whether you're recovering from an injury or looking to enhance your performance, Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy uses the same locker room approach, trusted by the best in the game. Find them online at AdvantageSportMed.ca. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne returns just after these messages. I'm Zachary Kubish for your sports update.
Ready for an unforgettable sports experience? It's the EST Flyaway to LA. Presented by the 780. Listen daily for the EST Flyaway keyword. Once you hear it, text us at 780-218-9999 for your chance to qualify to fly to LA. Round trip flights for two, hotel and car rentals, all to go see Edmonton face off against either LA or Anaheim. Plus, experience the brand new Intuit Dome as the Clippers tip off against the Warriors, and top it all off with the Rams kicking off against the Cardinals at SoFi Stadium. This is more than just a trip. This is the ultimate sports experience. The EST Flyaway to LA, presented by the 780 and Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Yes. Love it. Classic TV show, classic theme. X-Files. What was the guy who made the X-Files theme music? Oh, I used to know it. Or did Chris Carter do it himself? No, I think it was a composer.
Mark Snow.
Mark Snow. Yes, thank you. I knew it was a short name. I should have remembered that. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. Reid Wilkins, Jay Milne, Zach Kubish here as well. Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. We've been having a fun show. I know some of the Oilers discussion isn't always fun because they didn't do great last night, but talking about their 6-1 loss, the McDavid injury, no update on that. We had Alexis Kubicki in studio. She has 2 world championship belts, and she's going to be boxing again at the River Cree on December 21st. Opponent not yet public. We had Chris Moriss on from the U of A football team, the head coach, to break down a tough season for them. And now we are going to launch into my top 3 for food sausage, the best sausages you will ever eat, locally made and packed full of flavor. Order online or visit them in store at 6736 99th Street and take advantage of their Edmonton Sports Talk discount. That's right, 10% off your order by entering the online code EST or mention Edmonton Sports Talk in store. Such as this scenario, Jay is the human employee at Food Sausage, and I'm a vampire. Excuse me, do you have any blood sausage?
Maybe.
By the way, Edmonton Sports Talk?
10% off?
Thank you.
See ya.
Free delivery in Edmonton on orders over $100. As Food Sausage says, you can't beat our meat. See, he wanted blood sausage because he's a vampire.
That was just a little too spooky for me, okay? We're
Was that
so
too
close to
intense for you?
Halloween. It's just
Well,
all the emotions are coming back to me. I was really scared
That's
of you
why
there.
we did it. You're going to be in costume on Thursday, eh? I got to come up with something. I have an idea.
I am, yeah.
I might not even need Jasmine's help.
Okay.
You know Jasmine.
Toga?
I'm going to wear a toga. I'm going to come as a nudist. Speaking of inappropriate costumes like we had yesterday. All right, we had the theme music. It is lead up to Halloween here, so we're doing not every single one. Today's off-topic topic wasn't, but we're doing a lot of Halloween, spooky, scary stuff like that. So I'm going to do one of my favorite shows of all time was The X-Files. I watched it from day one. I remember reading an article about it in the Edmonton Journal in the fall of 1993 and thinking, oh, I'll watch that show on that night. So I saw every episode, and I think I have the DVDs, though who watches DVDs anymore? So here comes my top 3 X-Files episodes.
Was it on Sunday nights?
Then it was Friday, and then I think they moved it to Sunday at some point. Yeah. And it was funny, too, because it was on Fox, and the lead character's name was Fox Mulder.
Right. Can you put these in order? Can we do, like,
do you want me to do chronological order?
Second, first? Like, your favorite should go last.
Oh, wow. I don't actually know if I could put these in order.
Well, you have to. You have to.
Okay, I'll try to put them in order on the fly here.
Put on your poker face.
That you're going to see tonight. Oh, man, how would I put these in order? Yeah, I could do it. I actually have 4. Because there was one, I don't know if it was my favorite, but it's the most notorious. So do you want me to start with that one? And it is a good one. It would be a top 20 episode, maybe even top 10. And you know exactly what I'm going to say. It's the episode called Home. Yeah. Now, if the people who aren't X-Files fans, I'm sorry. But even actually people who aren't X-Files fans might have heard about this episode because they didn't replay it because it was so intense and the subject matter made a little people uncomfortable. Home aired on October 11th, 1996. It was the second episode of the 4th season. It is about the body of a newborn is discovered buried in a field next to the property of a family called the Peacocks, who have been practicing inbreeding for decades. And Fox, Mulder, and Dana Scully think something is up with this family, and there's a scene where they're in the house and being pursued, and it's pretty intense. It's a little bit twisted, as a good X-Files episode should be. So I'm not putting this one in my top 3 per se, but I have to mention it as an excellent episode. Certainly in the spirit of the series. Certainly, again, subject matter that would be uncomfortable for a lot of people. So the episode Home deserves a mention, even if I'm not formally putting it in the top 3.
This is the one where the one of the Peacock family members is staring up at them through the floorboards.
Yeah, it's like the matriarch, and I believe she's an amputee or a partial amputee or something, and she gets wheeled around and lives under the bed. And yes, it's
troubling.
The family tree is very tangled.
Terrible.
Have you seen it?
I did, and it went down in history in our house.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. We would refer to other families as the Peacocks.
As the Peacocks. How heartwarming is
that? A little bit peacockish over there, aren't they?
I'm going to go with, so if I were going to rank these, number 3, there were a lot I considered. And when I worked at Ched for a while, I actually had a sheet I hung up of my top 5 favorite X-Files episodes. And I had this one on there. So I'm going to make it number 3 because I wanted to put on something from early in the series that sort of established the tone, that they could do weird stuff, they could do dark stuff, they could do a different angle on, a serial killer or a paranormal event or something like that. And this was the first Monster of the Week episode because the first 2 episodes were alien focused and started setting up the whole mythology, which just bogged the show down as it went on, I thought. But this episode was called Squeeze, the September 24th, 1993. So again, the 3rd episode of the series. It involved a killer who took the livers out of his victims. His name was Toombs, and they brought him back later on in that season for kind of a second part. And he had the ability to squeeze and contort his body through tight spaces because they could never figure out how he got into these sealed buildings or apartments to get after his victims. And then they discover through the course of the series that there were killings 30 years ago or 60 years ago. So he would eat the livers to basically sort of be almost immortal. And he was a very creepy character, and then I think he starts stalking. You can't remember if it was Scully or Mulder. He was a very interesting villain, and I thought that episode did a very good job early of setting the tone for the series.
The Toombs house is actually in Hastings Street in Vancouver.
Oh, because they shot the first couple seasons in Vancouver, right? Till Duchovny wanted it moved to California.
So maybe you can go to that house one day and try to squeeze through the air
around. Yes. Did you remember that one?
Nope.
Okay. You're not an X-Files fan.
Yeah,
Ish.
but I mean, I was quite young at this age. I mean, when did this aired in 1993?
That was September of 93.
I was 12.
Oh
So
my goodness!
memory of
I
it
was
is
already
not-
19. I was an old man.
Yeah, my memories of them aren't that great. I do know it was a very good series.
Yes, overall it was.
Yeah.
So then my number 2 would be Josie Chung's From Outer Space. 20th episode of the 3rd season, April 12th, 1996. If people are having trouble remembering this one, it's the one with the cameos by Alex Trebek and Jesse Ventura. And it's sort of Josie Chung, an author, researching a book, and he's interviewing Scully, and it's sort of a recounting of possibly an alien abduction. Who knows exactly what happened? And then it's, Josie Chung is apparently writing this book, and because he was trying to figure out if there was extraterrestrial life, and Mulder and Scully get recounting into some of this weird stuff. So as people will probably remember, the series definitely injected humor along with the creepiness and the spooky stuff as it went along, and it became at times quite self-referential, sort of along the lines of, look, we're having some fun and aliens and stuff, and can be kind of just a weird topic to discuss, and they sort of went with that a lot. So this wasn't a legitimately scary one. It was one of the more funny ones, but even satirical at times, but I thought it really worked. And again, Alex Trebek is in it for about a second. Josie Chung's From Outer Space. Didn't see that one?
Nope.
Okay. That's okay.
Just trying to get
there's like two people who get this list right now.
It's okay.
My number 1...
it's a description of them and your love of them that are what keep people tuned in.
Well, I am passionate about it.
You can tell.
All right, I think the best episode, X-Files episode of all time is called Bad Blood, from February 22nd, 1998. It was the 12th episode of the 5th season. It features Luke Wilson. It features Patrick Renna, better known as the guy from The Sandlot. And, of course, it's Mulder and Scully. This is another one with a lot of humor and a lot of sort of storytelling quirks, and perhaps the way the story itself is told is part of the whole appeal of this episode. It involves Mulder and Scully having their versions of investigating vampires in a small town. So the Luke Wilson character, when Scully tells the story, is very handsome and charming. When Mulder tells the story, he's more goofy and has buck teeth and is not nearly as attractive. And it's, just sort of a weird... And then plus they have the paranormal thing of what's going on with these vampires in the small town. So bad, but it's very funny, but it still has a good kind of paranormal story to it. I guess I'm partial towards a couple of the ones that had a little more humor injected.
Sure.
And weren't part of the whole alien mythology, again, which I think ultimately bogged down the show. Just got too convoluted and hard to follow. So I like the Monster of the Week episodes a little bit more.
Couple fun facts for you here, Reid, from Season 5, Episode 12, Bad Blood. Did you know that the coroner in this movie was played by none other than Brent Butt?
Oh,
Canadian
really?
actor.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And Gillian Anderson, in October of 2014, said that this is her favorite X-Files episode.
Oh, really? Well, we have something in common.
Might as well get married.
Another great episode, if I can give an honorable mention, Small Potatoes, 20th episode of the 4th season. And this was people might remember this. This was the one that told the story of a bunch of babies being born in a small town with tails. And then I believe the twist in this one was that there was a guy in the town who was a shapeshifter.
Oh.
And he would pretend to be the woman's husbands and have sex with them and impregnate them. And then, they would have sort of be born with tails because that was part of his makeup as a shapeshifter. So he was kind of a funny one too as well.
It'd be terrifying.
Is anybody commenting on any of these, or do they just want me to stop talking?
Chaos Gesture's digging this. Jodes as well. Easy E says, X-Files. That was one of my mom's faves. Chaos Jester said, it's like he said, she said, X-Files. Don't know what that's in reference to.
Oh, that's reference to Bad Blood, the storytelling, because they flash back between Scully's version of the story and Mulder's version of the story.
So Vince Gilligan was a writer on X-Files?
Yes, and then he did
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think a guy named Darren Morgan also wrote some of the better and quirkier X-Files episodes, if I remember correctly.
Quite a resume for one Vince Gilligan. X-Files and Breaking Bad?
Well, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul would be two of the best TV shows of all time. That I've seen anyway. I haven't seen all of them.
Breaking Bad's up there. Maybe that's what you should do one of these times. Best series.
Or I could do the top 3 series that are popular that I haven't seen. I have not seen The Sopranos.
You must.
I'll still have to watch it.
The Wire?
Oh, I love The Wire.
Yeah,
The Wire is so good. The last season, not quite as much.
I just love
but The
all
Wire
the
is
different
so
seasons.
good. The Wire is so intelligent.
What's your favorite season?
Okay, so the first season was the drug dealers. The second season was the guy on the docks and the unions. The 5th season was the newspaper guy. I don't remember what was going on in the 3rd and the 4th. Frank Sabatka was the guy in the 2nd season, right?
I like the docks the best.
Yeah, that was
the Greeks.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened, what the overall catch was in seasons 3 and 4, but they were all really good.
Wow, then there was the media one,
There was the political one,
the
mayoral race one. Yeah. Remember the guy who always said the S word? Yeah. You would drag it out. Yeah. That was funny.
Great. Have you seen Entourage?
No. You know who loves Entourage? Jay Onright. So I've watched some episodes with him, but I never watched it.
You might like it.
Is that where they made Aquaman?
Yes.
Before Aquaman was actually made?
Was the thing, yeah. You might actually like it. It's pretty Hollywood, though.
Right.
But there is a sense of comedy to it.
Jeremy Piven, was that one of the actors in it?
Yeah.
I know he's not the main guy.
Ari Gold. Vinny
He's
Chase.
the agent? Is that who Piven plays?
Vinny Chase is the main guy.
What's the actor?
Vincent Chase.
Because he wasn't in a lot of other. Or he's more
I
best
should be able
known
to
for
know
that.
this
Isn't he?
without
What's his?
Googling
I
it.
can see him.
Adrian Grenier.
Okay, and then his brother wasn't his brother played by
Kevin Dillon.
Kevin Dillon.
Yeah.
And was that the one they called Johnny
Drama?
Johnny Drama. Why?
Yeah.
Just because he was dramatic?
I guess. Like, these are all based off of real characters that rolled with Mark Wahlberg's Entourage. Did you know
right,
that?
because it's based on Wahlberg's life.
Loosely based.
Right.
But
okay.
yes, and there is an actual real-life Johnny Drama.
Like one of his brothers?
No, it's a friend of his, and he's been on, like, Wahlburgers, their burger show.
Oh, so
he's literally Johnny
Drama's
Drama.
his name in real life, too,
Yes.
the character's name in real life.
Yes.
And isn't Johnny Drama in the show kind of like a hanger-on? Like he's not...
Very much so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then, okay, was that the show? Now, because I've maybe seen a half dozen episodes with Jay. Was that where one guy got to be on Viking Quest?
Yes, Johnny Drama.
Oh, so he got an acting career out of being friends with the famous guy.
That's what he did when he first came out to L.A., and that's what had him have the money to say, hey, baby, bro, you come out with your boys. And then Vinny Chase blew up.
Johnny
and took
Drama
off.
was there first.
Johnny Drama was there first, and Viking
But then
Quest
his
was
brother
a big part of
got
it.
more famous.
Yeah.
Okay, so they made that movie Medellin.
Medellin. Yeah.
But did it tank?
Yes.
And did that ruin his career?
Kind of. I think drugs and alcohol ruined his career.
So how does Entourage have a ending that's happy, sad, and
Yeah,
different?
ish.
Okay.
The TV series tailed off, and then they had the movie, of course.
Oh, right.
And the movie was okay. Early Entourage, the good old days are the best.
When they're still up and coming.
Yeah, it gets a little dark in the 5th season.
So, but it was Aquaman his break to become
That
more
was his
mainstream?
shining moment. That became the biggest movie in the world.
And James Cameron did he play himself?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
in it playing himself as the director.
Yes.
That's great.
Like the guests and the cameos that they had on that show,
I'd probably like it. There's only so much time to watch stuff, though.
I love Entourage. I love Breaking Bad. I love Narcos.
Well, I never watched Narcos.
Yeah, it's good.
Only Murders in the Building. Season finale tonight. They revealed the killer at the end of the last episode. Or did they? I'm not sure they did. Portions of this hour are presented by the Canadian Brewhouse. NFL lives at the Canadian Brewhouse with Thursday Night Football and your chance to win a trip to an NFL home opener of your choice. $1 off tankards of Bud Light and Budweiser. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. We got one final sports update from the Cube, and then we'll talk about who knows what until 6 o'clock.
Waiting the status on Connor McDavid's injury, the Oilers have recalled Drake Caggiula and Noah Philp from the Bakersfield Condors. And still, with time to go in the first, the Kraken are up 4-0, or 4-1 now, over the Canadiens, with the Blues against the Senators. Senators leading that one early. The Flyers and Bruins are scoreless with about 2.5 minutes to go in that first frame. The Penguins lead the Wild 2-1 near the end of the first. The Ducks are up 1-0 over the Islanders, while it's scoreless between the Rangers and Capitals. Later, the Kings visit San Jose to take on the Sharks. And in the NFL, Stephon Diggs will miss the remainder of the season after tearing his ACL on Sunday. Elsewhere, Deontay Johnson is being traded from the Carolina Panthers to the Baltimore Ravens, marking the second time he's been traded this year. And the Colts bench Anthony Richardson to name Joe Flacco as this week's starter. In just a moment, the Nuggets tip off against the Nets, along with the Mavericks visiting Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. And in the World Series, the Dodgers have the Yankees on the brink of elimination, with the chance to win it all tonight with the sweep in New York. Just after the break, the Reid Wilkins Show continues. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Wake up with the Nielsen Show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
A&W has a deal for you. What's better than one A&W Mama Burger made with a perfectly seasoned grass-fed beef patty topped with pickles, a slice of onion, ketchup, mustard, and teen sauce served on a toasted sesame seed bun? 2 Mama Burgers for only $9.99. You can enjoy 2 of these delicious, mouth-watering Mama Burgers for only $9.99 at participating A&W restaurants in Edmonton, St. Albert, Sherwood Park, and Devon. What a deal! And to make it even more convenient for you, most A&W drive-thrus are open 24 hours.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. Oilers and Elks, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, and the Association, Formula One, soccer, golf. Oh, sweet mama! The excitement is palatable on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website and send a message at edmontonsportstalk.com.
Apparently Jasmine likes Entourage. She says Entourage was one of the best shows ever made. Jasmine, thanks for tuning in.
Mick from Beaumont says, Reid, I thinking you may be reaching even that 2 people know what you were talking about.
Possibly.
Mick and Beaumont, that's very possible. Reid never got into the X-Files, but I was a fan of Chris Carter's sister series Millennium. Starred Lance Hendrickson as a former FBI agent with psychic abilities, encountering a plot to end the world when the calendar went from 1999 to the new millennium.
Yeah. I think at least 2 people. Chaos Jester certainly knew in the nasty chat about the X-Files.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a popular show. World Series could end tonight. Dodgers,
Crazy.
Yankees. So who's Wannick's team? The Yankees?
Yeah.
Was it you that picked the Dodgers sweep?
No.
Was it Crushell?
Crushell.
Okay, I picked Yankees in 7, but also still possible.
Still possibility.
I don't really care, but
the EST pop-up store is live. Currently on the site on edmontonsportstalk.com. Click on Shop EST. It's open until November 10th, so this gives people 2 weeks to get their orders in. Once the shop closes, it's closed. Then we won't be taking any new orders. Orders should be shipped on or before December 15th. So thanks to our official merch partner, the Hive Product Marketing. And if you are a Nasty Club annual member, you also get a 15% discount code within the Nasty Club. So you have to go into the Nasty Club. I believe you click on promotions and it's there. So if you haven't, and sales have been going good. Maddie's been keeping a tally on it. It's looking good.
yeah, it's awesome. The Nasties are great, and we're bringing in new Nasties all the time. It's
Are
very
you
exciting.
going to officially then become a member of the Glue Crew?
I thought I already was.
Well, like with the purchase of the Glue Crew hoodie. Now, I could buy your favor.
You certainly could.
I could, and
Who's in the Glue Crew right now?
I'm not too ashamed to say I would. VR, Spency 5 Centsy, Corey B. I'm going to miss a lot. Well, X-Ray J.
Right. X-Ray J, really?
Yeah, Big Uke. The whole combine
I think
crew.
you should get Dustin Schwartz in the Glue Crew and then see if X-Ray J quits.
Ooh. That would be a decision. That would be a decision.
We are well over 100 thumbs up on YouTube, so we will get to eat tomorrow. Thank you to everybody who entered in there. So who's in the poker tournament tonight? You, Dustin, Awanik, Hernan, and probably me.
Tom,
is
handsome Tom always goes, and his
Tom
dad
is in it?
His dad Reno's usually in there.
Oh, wow.
Well, his dad, I think Tom's mom's in Poland for like a month.
Oh, so they can gamble as
So
much as they want.
He says, "Dad's footloose and fancy
All right,
free."
so basically people keep getting eliminated when they run out of chips until there's one person left.
Correct.
So how many people are at a table to begin with? Is it 8
10
or
8 or
6?
10? I can't remember. I think it's 8.
And then when do they start consolidating the tables?
Well,
as there's spaces available.
Yeah, as people get eliminated, then they start, bringing the tables together.
So how long will this take? When will the winner be crowned, do you think? 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock? It starts at 8.
It depends on how many, you get a lot of late buy-ins, you get rebuys. So you can rebuy for another 20 euros if you get knocked out early.
Oh, really?
But
there must be a point by which you can't get back.
Yeah, I think it's after the first hour.
Okay.
So I see Albie, I see Jen Cool, I see Big Uke, Corey B, Glue Crew, Hersey, 29.
Well, all these people are saying that they're in.
Maddie, EST, Norman at Combine. Now, I'm looking at people that are already registered.
Are you on the Cool Bet site?
Yes.
Oh, it tells you. Okay,
Savage,
is my
Plumber,
name in there?
Spency 5 Centsy. Who are you again?
Letestu Forever.
It does not.
Okay, what's going on?
It does.
Oh, my God.
Forgive me.
I just want to play. Is Big Uke going to win?
That would be great.
And then if whoever eliminates Dustin gets money.
Yeah, let's just see here if they have... they don't have the bounties listed.
It goes until about midnight. My God, I'll be exhausted.
I don't know that it, depends how many people registered, to be honest.
Did you not last a long time in one of these?
I lasted till about 10:30 last time. I was the highest person here from...
You were the EST survivor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So a bounty prize of $100 Canadian for taking out the Lock Shop hosts, Dustin, and Andrew Hustlerama Patterson.
Oh, Huss is in it as well.
Yes. $100 bounty.
And then what does the winner at the end get? Is it in the thousands?
No, it depends on, once again, because this is always the case where there's a ton of late entries because people, okay, that thing that I was supposed to do tonight isn't happening, or I'm home from work early and I could do it. So it depends on, right now you're sitting at about $300 if you win.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Better than a kick in the ass. Tell you that much, Riedrich.
It's better than getting kicked by a duck.
Yeah, last time there was about 60 Spency 5 cents, he says.
Okay, so then this has already happened at least once since I joined EST. Might be the third time.
Third time. This is the third time.
But I think one I just started and didn't understand what was going on. And then I thought, I'm going to be like my colleagues.
Yeah, it's great to have you a part of it.
Is there a bounty on the glue guy?
I heard there is.
Well, how come you don't know if there's a bounty on you? Well, I guess then you have time to escape to another sector of the galaxy.
Well, I'll be starting the tournament from my daughter's handball practice, so.
Oh, jeez.
I'll be the degenerate
on your phone.
I'll be the degenerate in the corner. Yeah, fun.
So you're gonna have to play on your phone.
I'll bring my laptop
and sit in the corner of a gym.
Well, we're way up in the stands. There's a big. You're not down on the court, anyways, so.
That's amazing.
I'll be fine. I'll have privacy.
Oh, my God. All right.
So, okay, let's just say this. Who do you think finishes? Well, who finishes higher, you or I?
Oh, you.
Why do you say that?
Well, how am I don't know what I'm doing.
You know how to play poker.
Yes, I know the general rules of poker. I understand how the cards are going to be dealt. I know the hierarchy of the hands. I generally understand how to bet, but I just don't know all the odds and nuances of how to read off what other people are doing.
Well, because it's not live, you really can't see all that much, right?
True, but I don't know if these two guys raised, should I raise or drop out? I don't know that. I'll just kind of play off the cards I have and think if it's a good hand or not.
All you can control is your hand. That's it. I think you're going to be just fine.
I'm not going to know, I had a 47% chance of winning, so I should have folded because I needed 70% or better to stay. I don't know stuff like that.
Well, and Iwanik's got a theory that Dustin's been sick, air quotes, sick, to get out of having to face him in this tournament.
Well, Dustin's still going to be in it, though, if he can.
He's hoping to be.
Big Uke, he has the limerick. It's almost time for costumes and candy. The Oilers played not so dandy. No relegation today. Glue Crew merch, hooray! Will Reid dress up as Raggedy Andy? That is good, Big Uke. That's one of your better ones. I have a costume in mind. It is not something, if I wear it on Thursday, because you will be dressed up. Did you reveal what you're going to be?
No.
You don't have to. We'll wait. So now I feel I have to wear some sort of a costume on Thursday.
I've never had a job where I can dress up, and I don't.
You couldn't dress up at the furniture store as a salesperson?
No.
What?
Annoying.
But wouldn't people want to buy a couch from someone?
What if somebody came
fun?
in and the outfit I was wearing offended them, or I was, they thought it was childish and that you shouldn't dress up? Now I'm at a place where
I can't do business with somebody dressed up as Abraham Lincoln.
This is daycare for adults here. So, of course, we can dress up.
So I have a costume in mind that I would not wear the entire show.
What?
But it would be something that at least would be have something costumey on, and perhaps it would make people laugh if you're seeing it on YouTube.
I don't know. Why can't you wear it the whole show? Does it melt?
No, it wouldn't melt. I think it would just be uncomfortable and, quite frankly, distracting for you. Though we only have a 2-hour show on Thursday, right, because of the pregame show?
That's correct.
Zach, are you going to dress up?
I might.
I might.
I'm undecided.
He's on the fence. You could come as someone sitting on a fence. That'd be a costume.
Can Reid not force you as the name is the Reid Wilkins Show?
No, I cannot force him.
Well,
that would be up with Maddie or Dusty.
I don't think you could force somebody to dress up for Halloween. That sounds quite diabolical.
I dress up every
You
day.
must dress up.
Well, what if it's
Please
what if it's our
report
thing?
to the
Zach,
dressing
I
room.
encourage you to dress up.
No, I feel more comfortable dressing up because I know you are. I don't know if the other show is EST Afternoons.
Dustin is.
Dustin is? Okay, I know
100%.
Hernan is not a costume guy, and I'm not sure if Gager is going to dress up. So,
I could see a way that both of them do not.
For
but
me,
I
it'd
could
be a
see
nice
Gager
ode.
coming out out of the clouds and just
Having the
coming
best
in the
costume.
Coming as
craziest-
Predator or
with
something.
an amazing
just-
costume.
Yeah, something crazy.
Well, some would say my costume would be amazing, and I'll just leave it at that. All right, do we have goof ups today? I never write mine down. I'm sure I had several.
I can't think of any.
I think we were pretty clean and fun today, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Coob, happy 21st birthday.
Yeah, have a great birthday evening,
Thank
my
you.
friend.
I'm old. I'll be wearing diapers next year.
I hope you eat pierogies or something fun like that.
Yeah, I'll check out something. Maybe a Slurpee on the way home.
Maybe some cabbage
We
rolls.
will interact with some of you during the poker tournament tonight, starting at 8. I got to fit in Only Murders in the Building before then.
And yes, Matt Hyman, team handball.
On behalf of Zach Kubish and the glue guy, Jay Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Thanks for being in the audience. Love you all.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.